Hello, everybody. Welcome to another session, the final session of the Liberty's Bulwark campaign for Blades and Blasters. I'm your humble neighborhood GM, Prankster, and with me are our four intrepid heroes. Say hello, intrepid heroes.
Hey, intrepid heroes.
Hello, intrepid heroes. That's a that's a Dimension 20 joke.
That is a Dimension 20 joke. Now we're gonna get doxxed for another reason. All joking aside, though, I'm just gonna allow my players to introduce themselves. Sim, if you'd introduce yourself, your character, and we'll go from there.
I am Sim. I play Madden, half orc, half human killing machine.
Great, thank you. We got bees.
On the bees, I'm playing Milo Evely, the human cleric of Sarenrae. He's all human and all redeeming machine.
Hell yeah. Or should I say, heaven yeah?
Please don't say that.
Next up, Wanderer.
Hi, I'm Wanderer. I mainly play Corovel, the half sea elf druid, with his snake companion.
And who else do you play?
Yes, I also play Sabriel, the elven wizard, who has been captured by the forces of evil for quite a lot of the campaign, but we've kept up with him, and we'll see where we get to this session.
And who else do you play? You have a third token.
Yeah, I've got a new character who's coming in now.
Well, I was talking about your snake, but yeah.
Yeah, no, I know. I'd mentioned the snake, so I thought
Fair enough.
No, there's a new mystery character coming in because I can't play less than two.
I honestly wonder. I thought you were just going to start hissing when you asked me what was the third character. But, and our final player, Zypher.
Hello, I am Rigzin Intrepid Tingley. All human, all paladin, a shining ray of light in the darkness that surrounds us.
Well, friends, I think we need to jump into it, and we're going to keep our recap short. In our last session, the heroes fought through a horde of cultists, devils, and diabolical lawyers, but took the fort and rescued the prisoners therein. Now they wait for Hellknights to reconnect with their cultist counterparts. What fate awaits the Hellknights and the Silver Ravens? Redemption, damnation, or battle? With that said, the camera, you can imagine it, you can kind of see a forest butting up against a coast, and it kind of zooms into this fort, and we see our heroes. And they are in the midst of resting after a violent and epic battle that saw the power of Sarenrae shine through in a mighty powerful way. Let's take a moment to look at our characters and see what they're doing. Who would like to go first?
As in how we're doing currently, or
Yeah, I'm sorry, I might have been unclear. I imagine this is like maybe the night or maybe even the day after the battle. And your characters are milling about the fort, essentially waiting for the Hellknights to come to you based on information that you believe Rigzin has provided you.
Yeah.
So the question at hand is, what are you doing in these intermediary moments before you all think that happens? You probably have about maybe a day and a half. So what is Milo doing in the fort?
Sure. Milo has this internal clock that is synchronized with the sunrise, midday, and sunset. that he would wake up before the sun rises, just instinctively, as his internal clock is kind of knows when it will be sunrise, and he'll awaken in the morning and begin his. Well, I guess he might march around this little fort that we've happened to come across, and speak some quiet prayers before he begins his formal prayers at sunrise to Saren Ray, giving thanks for this day and this new chance at life when he was sure that they were all dead the night before.
As Milo is walking around the fort uttering these prayers, you can hear him saying these prayers, and maybe even you could see the camera of him in his vestments praying, and it's the same, except the background is the only thing that changes, as we see the same Milo in the same vestments uttering the same prayers in the middle of this seminary, and you see this smile just as he's saying all of these prayers. The only thing that really has changed about him is his countenance. He seems excited. He seems bursting at the seams, and perhaps at the bottom of the screen it would say 1 week ago, before this adventure began. Milo, where are you? What is going on?
Milo is running through the streets of Kintargo, dressed in his shiny, beautiful vestments of Saren Ray, but running from his school back to the old shop that his mother runs, that he's run with his mother historically.
So it's the same shop that we've seen in Milo's previous flashbacks, and sure enough, you are running and you see that Kintargo is free. This is after the battle of the final night of Cheliax's presence. This is 2 years after that. In fact, this is only a week ago when he was just invited to join the Silver Ravens on this particular mission. You see him running through the streets, and you see a very alive Kintargo. The city is beaming with life. In fact, not only is it beaming with life, it just seems like a brand new day. A different Kintargo than the one we've seen in flashbacks. Lights beaming, people talking, animals chirping, sheep bleating, as there is life in this city. And as he is running down the street, you see, sure enough, the sign that says Epley's Fine Outfits. Milo grabs the door, opens it, and he's again beaming with a smile on his face, and he sees his mother hard at work, and she is clearly enjoying herself in her labor. She laughs as she measures and pins a fine silk dress to the body of an elderly woman who is posing elegantly on a stool. In fact, it's endearing. The same mannerisms for these two older 50. Maybe Milo's mother at this point is in her late 40s, early 50s, and maybe this elderly woman's in her 60s, and she is acting like a little girl who is a princess, just relishing in that freedom that she has, as she is poising elegantly on the stool as Milo bursts through the door. Milo, what do you do?
It's happening! It's happening! The Silver Ravens, they want me! I'm gonna be one of them, Mother! Finally!
Milo's mother stands up, and there is both a look of consternation and joy on her face as she looks at him. You see a small tear come to the corner of her eye as she runs to kind of embrace her son and pull him into a hug. And as that happens, you can see, for the moment, when Milo can't look, there's just this brief look of fear in her eyes that something can happen to her baby boy. But as she pushes you out to extend you in front of her, she's all smiles. Son, I'm so happy for you. How? What happened?
Just, my professor, he's called me in. I'm to meet someone named Nenar. He's gathering silver ravens for a new mission, and they want some young blood, and they knew I would be perfect for it.
The elderly woman who's on a stool, kind of gets down with a small hop and is beaming with a large smile in juxtaposition against Milo's mother, who's a bit apprehensive about all of this. And she just looks and says, "Hi, I know Nana. I worked with him to help free Cantargo." She looks at you with kind of a glint in her eye as she says that.
Oh, Gertruda, you're just full of surprises. Like, Mother, I'm gonna follow in Gertruda's footsteps.
And she kind of gulps as she says, yes, you will. Oh, I'm proud of you, son. I'm so proud of you.
Why do you look... What's the matter, Mom?
Oh, you're just growing up. And she smiles as she kind of takes a big gulp. And sometimes it's really hard for a parent to acknowledge that. As she kind of nods her head, doing her best to force a smile.
Well, it was about time that I started to carry the mantle. I learned so much from you, Mother, and for you, Gertruda. I know that it's my time.
It is your time, Milo. And she kind of has a small tear in her eye, except this time it seems less apprehensive. As she looks at you and places a hand on you. And I imagine does like some type of a hand movement, but specifically like your mother lays her hand upon your chest, and she takes a big deep breath in, and maybe at least for the moment, her anxiety seems to dissipate as she looks at you in the eye and just says, "The dawn brings new light," as she smiles.
I think that's a good end to the scene.
Yeah. So
Milo's just beaming.
We go back to the fort, and this time we see... might as well just flip a coin here. We see Coravel. What is Coravel doing in this intermediate time and after the battle?
Coravel he's kind of resting, and he's looking at Nashar with some interest, because Nashar ate some of the demons and has grown quite considerably, and he's both impressed and slightly concerned. So he's kind of just spending some time with her and just trying to find some peace after all that violence.
Yeah, I imagine Coravel just in the quiet, maybe standing up atop the ramparts, just kind of overlooking the sea and maybe petting the Shah. Smell of sea salt in the air, the feel of the sunlight on his shoulders, and I imagine the Shah, who's probably very used to like coiling around you in an affectionate way, or I guess as affectionate as a snake can be, is trying to do the same in almost a comedic fashion, kind of like a large dog that's trying to sit in your lap on the couch.
Yeah, just a little bit too big for it now, and he's finding it a little bit too heavy and stuff, and he's kind of amused, but it's all happened quite quickly, and he's a little bit concerned. He's also a little bit worried, because I think we were hoping to find, I wasn't here for the bit where we arrived at the fort, but I think we were hoping to find Sabriel here, weren't we?
There was a hope that you would find Sabriel here. But I'm really glad that you mentioned Sabriel, because after the small scene with Coravel sitting on the rampart, we see Sabriel marching through the forest along a coastline. There's maybe about 5 or 6 people who used to be slaves, all walking in tandem with about 4 Hellknights kind of like spread in between the group, trying to kind of like keep them, what's the word I'm looking for? Trying to like kind of maintain control, keep them from going about. Sabriel, I imagine, is in the middle of the pack, with the ever-present leader that you have seen before. I need to find his picture. I keep losing it. My apologies. There we go. Constantly standing next to you. He's quiet and ominous. And you know, Sabriel, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that he is shadowing you. What's going through Sabriel's mind in the midst of all of it?
Yeah, Sabriel's feeling a lot of strong emotions these days. For someone who's kind of drifted through life, he's finding himself very, very focused, but with a lot of quite negative emotions. So he feels angry, resentful. He's in a lot of pain because they've kept him walking on his injured leg. But he's aware that also his studies have come along really fast. Under all this pressure, he's very motivated and he's learnt a lot. So on one hand, he knows he's learnt a lot from these guys, and on the other hand, he resents them immensely. Partly because of everything they've done, and partly because he knows that they have been partly successful in what they're trying to do. They've helped him advance in his skills by tapping into some of those negative emotions, and finding a darkness in himself that he wasn't aware of. So yeah, there's a lot going through his head. He hates this guy, he wants to be free of him, but he also knows that he's been useful. He's taught him a lot.
You're walking along, and I imagine he can see the limp, and he just looks at you.
The pain will teach you, my boy. You will find it helps you to grow in ways that you've never fathomed before. Elves like you, I can see it when we first saw you. You drift along with your long years ahead of you. But for us whose lives are shorter, we must make the best use of the time that we have. We are pushed to feats because of that.
And at that moment, I imagine there's a focus in on Sabriel, and we see him. And this time it's another flashback. Sabriel is in the middle of this wizard tower with this man who has been his teacher for so long now, is tutoring him in everything that he possibly can. The scene is quiet, almost like the quiet calm before the storm. And at the very bottom, it would say like 2.5 years ago, the night before the revolution, or the night of the revolution, and it just says minutes beforehand. You see the wizard, and he's an elf just like you, with a look of kind of pain and anxiety upon his face. And you can see him muttering some words, Sabriel, as you can see almost like time, like there is a blurred version of him that is almost like 3 feet away from him. There are multiple copies of himself. You can see that he's beginning to levitate like off the floor. It's clear that this man has not showed you before, like aside from when you first met him and he just stopped time for a brief moment. He's not showed you like the true limit to his power, and it seems like you're seeing at least a taste of it here, as you can see magic just surrounding him. Perhaps you detect magic, and you detect multiple spells just emanating from him as he is, for all intents and purposes, like getting ready for battle.
Yeah, Sabriel is... He's a little bit fascinated, but also a little bit bemused because, he's tried to tell his tutor many times that, one person can't really change everything that's going on, and these people won't be around in 100 years. He understands a little bit more now about the desire to actually do something with this power. He's not quite the same person he once was, but he still doesn't quite get the desire to really put your life at risk for people you just don't know and who may never realize and may never be grateful. He just thinks his tutor's about to throw his life away, and it just seems such a waste, such power, such knowledge, just all being thrown away probably for nothing, because he doesn't think they've got a chance of succeeding. And he thinks to himself, he doesn't like what the kind of occupying forces have done to the city, but he's kind of closed his eyes to it a lot and found that if he keeps to himself, he can kind of block a lot of it out, pretend it's not happening. So he's not quite affected by it in the same way other people are.
Yeah, and so in this moment, this man looks at you, and you can see that his eyes are glowing, essentially. I know what you think, Sabriel. We've had the discussion many times. Their lives are fleeting. We do live longer. But an elf must stand for more than just living his life as long as he possibly can. There comes a moment where you two must decide. Will you stand? You stand with those who are hurting? Or will you walk away? And his eyes just are fixed upon yours.
And Sabriel sighs and says, "You are a good man, Master. I don't know. It's very noble. But what if you just throw your life away for nothing? If it makes no difference? It's a lot to ask. It's asking everything for possibly nothing. I don't know. I mean, I don't like these people any better than you, but..." And as he says so, he kind of walks over to the window, and then looking out at the city, he just stops and freezes, and the blood drains from his face as he looks out from their sort of high position and sees what's happening.
And sure enough, you see the same scene that we saw that opened this campaign. Executions. Men and women who are being impaled on spikes. Not a couple blocks away. Slowly sliding down them as a demagogue stands in the middle, shouting. And you can see a small, young boy standing at the front who appears to be cowed, trying to do his best to look away. We know now that this is a young Milo Epley.
Sabriel looks at the sight, and he's heard of such things, but to see it, he's been able to avoid seeing such things in the past, but now he sees it and he can't tear himself away. And what's more, he can't tear himself away from the boy in the front row, the boy who's there being forced to see such sights at such a young age, and the true horrors of the situation suddenly break through all that kind of that armor, that barrier of detachment that he's built up around himself, of thinking, well, there's not much you can do, none of this, we can't change anything. And just looking into that, seeing this scene of horror and imagining it through a young child's eyes, he just absolutely freezes, and it finally hits home truly. And like I said, the colour just drains from his face, and reaching under his cloak that he's wearing, because he said he'd go out at least a part of the way with his master tonight, he feels the silver raven brooch, and touching it, he suddenly really feels the true weight and the meaning of it. And with quite a different expression on his face, he turns around to his master and says, "I am with you, master. I think I finally see. It's taken me a long time."
I imagine your master... Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, when he just says, "But now I am with you, and I am with you till the end."
I imagine your master has been behind you, looking at the same exact scene that you have been looking at. And during this, the realization, you probably could feel pressure from his hands just upon your shoulders. And you, as you kind of like turn around and say that to him, "I'm with you to the end," he looks at you in your eyes.
"Just remember, young Sabriel, it is not that you're throwing your life away for nothing. You're throwing... depends on your definition of nothing. If you view these people as nothing, if you view their plight as nothing, then sure, you are throwing your life away for nothing."
And I imagine he kind of like turns your shoulders back to look at the execution again for just a brief moment.
"But this is not nothing. This is evil. This is wrong. And we don't fight for nothing. We fight for freedom. We fight against despots and for liberty. We fight for a new day. That is what we fight for."
And he just nods his head at you. And I imagine like he kind of like twists his hands in kind of a magical motion, clearly uttering some type of semantic component. And the wall in front of you essentially just breaks apart. Not in like an explosive way, but it's almost like the material itself becomes fuzzy and almost like sand-like, to where you can like push your hand through it. And sure enough, he does, and he pulls back the wall like he would a curtain, the stone wall like he would a curtain. And the other material from the wall like begins to make steps that go down into the street below for you, that harden with every step as you walk out. And then he takes his hand away, and the curtain just like is stuck in stone for where it is. Everything is rigid and in stone.
"After you, my son. After you, my son. After you."
And Sabriel nods, and with a new expression of resolve and determination, he sets off down the steps to meet his destiny.
We're back in the fort, present time, and we see Madden doing whatever he can to... well, actually, Madden, you tell me what you were doing. I was about to say you were acting as a drill sergeant to these prisoners, just because that's what you said last week, but I don't want to roleplay your character for you, so you tell me what you're doing.
Yeah, so Madden armed and took any type of protection, clothing, armor of sorts, to these prisoners. And already described that if they let him go, that the Death Knights are already on their way, so they have to earn their freedom still. And he's been hammering away, getting them to teach them how to fight and defend themselves. But the other thing in his mind is when these other Hell Knights approach to this camp, it would look like it's business as normal with guards on the catwalks and ramparts and everything still.
So as you are going through these motions and essentially preparing them and getting them ready, we see Madden. And Madden, you are in the middle of a run, a deep sprint away from the city of Agorian, the capital of Cheliax, where you were imprisoned not the night beforehand, and you were fighting in these pit battles. Now you're in a forest. You can see the lights of the city kind of like getting quiet in the distance. And one of the elves, one of the people that essentially came to help free you. Keep running, Madden. Keep running, everyone. We're almost there. If we can get to the safe house tonight, we can have you free and in Ravenel in 2 or 3 days. And as you hear that, you begin to hear barking. And you've seen these from, again, the beginning scene of our campaign. These dogs of fire. And if any of you have ever seen The Lost World, there's this moment where people are caught, like, they're running through a bunch of tall grass, and there's all these raptors that are in the grass, and all of a sudden you see people just like being like taken, pulled away, and dragged on back. And that's kind of what I envision. As you're in this tall grass, you can sometimes see things you can't not. As you're in this tall forest, you see movements accompanied with almost like a fire and a burning and a glow in this. And Madden, you look back, and with your dark vision, you'd be able to see like the movement coming. What do you do?
So Madden, as he's running and kind of trying to be aware of all those around him, knowing that stopping to help before is how he got captured. So he doesn't want to repeat the same process because he's useless if he's captured again. But so he looks back and sees the hounds heading at him, and in preparation he kind of slows down a little bit, and then when he feels and sees that it's upon him, he will move so it overshoots him.
Gotcha. So do you imagine Madden being kind of like in front of these pack of like runaway slaves, or in the back, or in the middle? What do you envision?
He'd probably be in the middle, because if he could help somebody, he would. But like I said, at the same time, he's not getting himself recaptured, because in his eyes, he could come back and help him later.
Gotcha. So yeah, you hear a loud, you hear barking now, not just the movement through the bushes, and that barking is a signal to some men that appear to be yards, maybe dozens, 20, 30, 40, 50 yards back. You hear them yell, "They're this way! We can hear the dogs!" Right? And as the first one comes up, the slow ones in back are doing their best to run. Maybe Madden, you turn for a moment and you see like one trip, and then all of a sudden get like pulled into the grass as he just starts yelling and screaming bloody murder, calling out for help. Another one to the left, and it seems like maybe 2 or 3 of them have been taken back. And sure enough, there's one on your heels now, and you slow down, just like you said, and you see it just for like a quick flash of a moment. This thing's head like pierces through the underbrush to where it thinks you were, and it just clumps, like it champs down on the nothing in front of it. There's a brief moment that you have. What are you gonna do?
When it clomps down, turns, and realizes he doesn't have his prey, and Madden is gonna keep running still, knowing that it's just he's got to keep the beast on on the hunt, but missing.
Got you. So yeah, it's probably maybe one or two of these things left. The other ones apparently are dragging prisoners, and their screams are probably echoing in your brain as you are doing your best to run away. And this thing, like, you keep it off beat, but it keeps, like, it's nipping at your heels, man, like, ready. The one other one manages to grab another one and start dragging it back. Help us! Help us! As it's being dragged back. This one that's nipping on your heels seems to be like the last one. Again, it shoots through the grass and comes at you. You know this thing is not going to stop.
Yeah, hearing the cries for help, knowing that he can't do much about it, it kind of gets him in his rage, and he realizes that he may not make it to where he has to go unless he takes out the hound and fights him. And he looks over to see who's left standing as well.
There are a number of slaves in front of you, as well as the member of the Bellflower Network, who is like, he's like, you gotta keep running! You gotta keep running! There's at least another dozen in front of you that are running. At this point, maybe you were like in the back middle of the pack. Now you are at the back of the pack. You can hear the shouting of the people yelling, drawing closer to you. But this one thing is still nipping at your heels. There's a brief moment that you have as it shoots through the underbrush to try and grab you again.
Yeah, this time as he realizes that they're all in front of him, and he's got one right on his heels, and he didn't see any more chasing the group, right?
Correct.
Yeah, so he realizes that now they're alone, and he sees the opportunity. He's frothing at the mouth, thinking of all the times he could have helped, and he didn't. And this time, as he stops and he watches the hound go dashing past him, again falling maybe for the same ploy, he uses the opportunity to rush it and try to tackle it.
Sure, yeah, so it shoots through the brush, and in that moment you're able to kind of like grab it around the neck, and you grab it tight enough to where it's like stopping, it can't bark, and but it's in your arms as you're squeezing.
So as he's squeezing the life out of it, realizing there's still sharp pointed objects in the one end, he thinks of a way to dispatch it quickly, and he doesn't have anything sharp on him. So the first thing that comes to his mind is to try to bite its neck.
Okay, that is hella savage. So yeah, I imagine like you got it, and you just like a vampire, just like bite into one of its jugular and just like rip out of like this huge chunk of artery, and you've got this blood in your mouth. It's dripping down you, and this thing, it's like squirting out all over the place. Maybe you are in it, and it starts trying to yelp out as fast as it can, but you squeeze, and eventually you just feel it go limp in your arms.
Then once he just gives it a little extra squeeze and make sure it's not going to stand back after him, he's going to throw the body of the beast and start running towards the cabin where they said he needs to go. And before he gets there, he'll stop and turn around and kind of survey what's going on, make sure that no one else is hot on their heels.
No one else is hot on your heels. Apparently, like, those dogs or whatever were dragging what they could back, and the men who were yelling were like, bring them back, oh, they're more, we don't know. And there's still some searching, but apparently the dogs are otherwise preoccupied. So you have some men who are kind of walking and yelling in your direction. There's clearly a large group, but other than that, it seems like you're home free.
Yeah, once he sees there's no more dogs and nobody's really close, he's gonna turn back and start heading with the rest of the group to where they're supposed to go. Still kind of frothing at the mouth a little bit.
Sure. And I imagine that, I didn't say this earlier, but this is probably about 3 years ago. Even before the occupation of Ravenel and Cantargo. I imagine you get to a cabin after a period of time running, and there's a brief calm where you and the other slaves are kind of like shepherded into an underground area, and a Cheliax man looks at you and he says, just hold out the night, and we'll get you out of here. We'll get you out tomorrow, but here, please. And he kind of gives you a towel because he sees you're bleeding. He sees that you got blood, although it's not yours. He gives you that. There's water, maybe some milk, some rolls, just some like basic rations that you can do to get through the night. As you're like tidying yourself up and cleaning you up, and the slaves are doing their best to be quiet. I imagine like I even see like a woman there like holding her baby. In the middle of all of this, you are standing there, and this member of the Bellflower Network, the one who is kind of helping with all of this, comes out to you and he says, "Thank you. We could use your services one day. There's another group in Cantargo. We help to get people out, but there's a group called the Silver Ravens that want to keep it that way. One day they might call on you."
And Madden, as he kind of wipes off some of the blood and then he'll smear some of the others, kind of like a trophy kill. He'll smear it on his face. "Would it give me the opportunity to kill those who have harmed us?"
He looks at you without skipping a beat. "Yes."
"Good. When you talk to them, tell them when they come calling, I will come. But once they unleash me, I will take no mercy to the slavers."
He looks at you, and he just like sticks out his hand for kind of like a gladiator handshake, like ready to like grab your forearm and shake.
Yeah, he'll return the gesture.
We're back in the present day now, and at the fort. We've kind of checked in with everybody, but Rigzin, what are you doing in this intermediate time frame? You've also managed amongst the fort to be able to find a steel shield. It is a fort after all. So if that is something that you're interested in, if not, whatever. Forgot to mention that to you last week. My apologies. But what are you doing?
Yes, Rigzin is going to pick up the steel shield. He is also going to be walking all over the fort to figure out like the lay of the land. He would have also walked around outside the fort to figure out what are the different paths that lead to the fort. Anytime that Madden was free from being a drill sergeant, he would have discussed strategies to make it look like the fort is, everything is in order in the fort, so that when the contingent of the Hellknights get here, on the outside it seems everything is fine. So he's making battle plans with Madden.
Okay. It sounds like, reading between the lines, and I think you said this as much, Madden, correct me if I'm wrong, that you're essentially going to use the prisoners in the same way as to kind of like walk the ramparts and the towers and the crenellated towers, kind of like how the watchmen were originally when you first came here.
Yeah.
Am I correct in that?
That's affirmative.
Okay, cool. I'm going to go ahead and place them as such. Actually, you know what? You guys, I believe, can also place them. So should you desire to move them, you should be able to. Correct me if I'm wrong.
What are we
Did
moving?
you pop out the map yet?
That's a negative.
Oh, I did not. My apologies. I'll pop it out in just... Okay, so you guys are discussing strategy, you're discussing battle plans. We kind of have this look back at where your characters were and where they are now. And if there is nothing else, I will move us forward. But you have a day and a half, so if there's anything else that you would like to share, as they say at every single wedding ever, speak now or forever hold your peace.
By peace, you're talking about like a sidearm. I'll hold my peace.
Yeah. I live in Texas, so that's what I thought you knew.
Nickel-plated gold 45.
Okay. Then I am going to move us forward. Give me 2. Oh, you know what? I forgot one very, very important thing. Did I? I did. My apology. I know that there's been a long moment of silence, so let me go ahead and take care of this. Heck yeah. Okay, here we go, guys. I am going to go ahead and I think at this point you guys can see the whole map without any issues, correct?
It appears so.
Okay,
Affirmative.
perfect.
Yep.
So a lot of people.
It's about 2 days that you've occupied this fort, doing everything you can in your ability to get things ready. When you can hear a column of people marching up the fort, I'm going to say it's near it's probably at night, because you would know that the Hellknights are not going to be they're generally not going to be attempting to move during the day for fear of being spotted. So I would say it's about 11 o'clock at night when you can hear a loud voice essentially booming as it draws closer.
We are here. Let us commence leaving this place finally. We can leave under the cover of darkness tonight if the ship is ready to leave.
Milo, you have heard this voice before.
Yes, Milo would be a bit shaken at the sound of this voice, but at the same time, he's had time to steel himself and prepare for this, and he is mostly curious about the word, like boat or ship. Did he say there's a ship where they plan to take? Looking to my party mates.
Yes, this appears what it sounded like.
I thought we were planning for a land. What do we do?
It does not matter what their plans are. None of these Hellknights will be leaving these lands tonight.
And Caravel looks across at Rigzin and meets his eye and nods. It's a more significant moment than it might seem, because ever since the point where Madden tortured the Hell Knight and Rigzin was kind of okay with it, Caravel's kind of been avoiding making eye contact with them. But this time he, after all they've been through and seeing the end in sight, he and also seeing what's happened to Rigzin recently, he He meets his gaze full on and nods.
I wanted to give you all the opportunity to move your tokens as well, wherever you believe that they would be at this moment. I didn't mention that earlier, but the spots that they're in currently are where we ended our combat. So feel free to move your tokens wherever you believe that they might be.
I feel like Milo would be near the entrance, but hiding, because he is not one to pretend to be somebody who's not, but he will going to be near the front.
Yeah, Madden would look at Rigson and everybody else. We let them in, then we ambush them. I think it's the only way to stop them from fleeing. They won't be expecting it.
I agree. Let us take positions on either sides of the gate. Let them walk through. Once they are inside, shut the door and bolt it.
You know, kind of look around at the prisoners turned into soldiers.
Yeah. We have trained them to pretend to be, guards, like the guards that we, took out on the way in.
Yep, and to poke at things with pointy objects.
Train them to poke.
But yeah, so Madden would set himself up hidden behind whatever that is.
Okay.
I've just picked up my wife. I'm driving back. I need 10 minutes. If you can move my token opposite to where Madden is, it's kind of like we are both flanking each other. That'll be good.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and place you kind of behind this building next to Coravel. It's behind a building, so I think that's kind of what you're talking about, and it would allow you to pinch somebody in. Does that sound good?
Actually, yeah, I think I'm gonna move mine. House is there. That was still kind of the same spot, but he wants to hopefully catch the front.
Sure. And I'm going to defer. You should be able to move Rigson's token, Sim. So I'm going to defer to you to help execute this pincher maneuver, seeing as how you and him were both talking about it. Fair enough?
Fair enough, but I can't move.
You can't move him. Okay. Why don't you go ahead and right-click, left-click to bring up your ruler and point to the square you'd like to move him, and I will move him there.
He's probably perfect where he's at.
Okay.
Because we'll be able to do a pinch from there.
Yikes. Okay, I thought you guys would be pinching much closer to the front door. Milo is a bit freaked out to be up there by himself.
Well, yeah, we want him to get in. You know what I'm saying?
I thought we'd pinch him off at the front door.
You can't pinch it off before it gets in there.
Gotcha.
There. So Milo will not be investigating.
Fair enough. All right. So you are still going to be kind of like, it's from where I see you, Milo, just to make certain I'm understanding, you're still atop kind of like a raised area.
That's right.
Behind a wall.
Right.
Correct?
Right.
Okay. Again, just want to make certain I understand
It
everything.
feels like this is the safest place to be, where you can see everybody in the fortress at least, if not seeing people outside of it.
Sure.
This is off. It is I, Kelton. Are you ready?
The name in particular sends a shiver to your spine, Rigson, as you know that is the name of your father. You don't know if this is your father or not, but you do know that that is the name of your father.
Jeez.
Yeah, Rigson looks to Madden, kind of nods his head, grips his shield a little stronger, and tightens his grip around his sword. It is time.
Men would look at the newly appointed guard at the gate and tell him to open it. Not, give him the signal to open it.
Okay, the gate opens without a word. You see the man And he says,
Bring up the one from the back.
and the soldier from the back makes his way kind of through the column of people up to the front with this guy himself. The other two stand out there. Milo, I don't know if you would be able to tell from where you're standing, so. Sabriel, it is not lost on you that you are standing next to the very Hell Knight that took you in.
Interesting.
The one that you fought and lost to.
Oh, very interesting. Sabriel doesn't say anything to him, but he starts kind of sizing the guy up, and he goes through in his head the kind of, all the spells he's got memorized, thinking of how to use them, and just waiting for an opportunity. So he's busy thinking of like what kind of distraction he could cause, because he knows there aren't going to be many more opportunities now before he's in Cheliax. So he's thinking he's going to make some kind of distraction soon.
I imagine as well, Milo, you're in kind of a central position to where people can communicate with you, specifically the guards.
Yeah,
and the one kind of.
I was gonna say I
right.
prepared the cantrip message so we can like secretively send messages to them and back and forth. So at least I can.
Okay, so if that's a cantrip you have, yeah. Are you saying anything to them, or are you asking any questions?
I would ask like
because they can only respond to you after you send a message.
So I would be kind of pinging off any of these guys. What do you see? How many are there?
The two front ones. The one up here would specifically tell you, we see two men in armor coming up to the gate. Looks like they're ready to beat it down or come in. The other two are trying to maintain the slaves out there. And there's a lot of them like us. I would say at least around 30. And there's at least 2 knights among them, but they'd be keeping they be keeping them in line.
Okay, keep your chin up. Remember, you're a guard.
And I'd report to the party what we see. The 2 in front. I think we said 2 in the middle, watching all the slaves. I might ask about describing Sabriel to both of these guards, to both of our newly appointed officers, keeping watch for us, to ask if they see someone fitting Sabriel's description, with his hair and his general sexy broodiness.
Damn right.
So Corville's the one with the sexy broodiness?
Coral's fine, but Sabriel's got it going on.
So I'm sorry. What are you doing? I totally missed that.
It's fine. I'm asking our prisoner guard friends if they see Sabriel in the crowd, because that's the one we were really wanting to rescue.
Got you. So yeah, they would specifically mention that they see a elf. I do see a youngish looking elf. He's standing in the middle of the pack, right next to one of them Hellknights. One of the 2 ones out there guarding.
Oh, so he seems to be a prisoner, or he seems to be... Have they put him in charge?
The prisoner would, I imagine, like bring up an eyeglass and look, and well, the elf's got bindings around his arms, and he's got a gag around his mouth.
Attaboy.
I'll whisper that to my friends. Again, just like blasting off these cantrips as quickly as I can to communicate with the party what I know.
Sure. So yeah, you are all in the know that Sabriel, aside from Sabriel, you would know that...
That's a bunch of prisoners.
Yeah.
And props to you, sir, for getting all these tokens. Just GM respect, buddy.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
That's
it's a lot.
That's an effort.
A while ago, I was like, I need peasants. I just need like regular looking dudes to fill
A peasant
taverns.
folder.
Yeah, I literally have a peasant folder of just a bunch of dudes I can bring out during games.
That's great.
Yeah,
so I would just report to the party that Sabriel's here. He seems to be prisoner still, and this is the number of Hellknights we see versus the number of prisoners that they have.
So it'd be related. There's only 2 approaching the open gate.
So it seems.
Okay.
Sure. So you all know that Sabriel's there. You do know that these 2 are approaching. This one kind of steps out in front of this other one, kind of looks up at the one up there with kind of a wary eye. I'm going to roll a perception check against this prisoner's disguise check.
He's got max ranks in it, I'm sure.
I feel like that is just what needs to happen mechanically.
That's fair. That's totally fair.
With that said, he has a disguise on, so I'm factoring that in.
And he's got some distance.
He's got some distance, and it's dark. So you have a number of things working in your favor. And I don't think that's just me trying to give you guys the benefit of the doubt. I think those are situations that should be taken in. So I'm going to give this guy a cumulative plus 10 bonus to this roll. And it should be clear that he has no ranks in disguise whatsoever. So this is just going to be a straight charisma roll with a plus 10 modifier due to the disguise, the darkness, and the height.
Well, he sounded very charismatic, so...
We'll see. Okay. The prisoner that you were looking at, Milo, out of all of the prisoners, the guy that you guys chose to be up front, it really seems like he has a degree in acting or theater or something, because you have noticed that his posture is prim and proper.
He's into it.
He's into it. Apparently, he's been studying these guards for forever because he rolled a natural 20 on his charisma.
I love it.
So the Hell Knight looks up at this guy, kind of looks at him, nods, and slowly pushes into the gate. He sees an empty area and steps forward. And he looks up at the prisoner and he just says,
Where is everyone? Where are the acolytes? Where are the devils? Where are those who were here before?
Yikes. If I may, I just realized the description of the message cantrip, it doesn't specify that I have to be able to see the person, just they have to be within 120 feet. I feel like I'd fire off a little message to Sabriel to let him know that we're in here and we're going to do our best to take out these Hellknights. If I may. I'm sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, no, you are more than welcome to do that. Let me just double check on that.
I was just double checking, myself. I'm like, I don't need to even be able to see them. They just need to be in range, and I know that he's close.
So, he's asking where everybody's at. I got a feeling this might have the trip to ambush a little early. And this,
It does not specify that you need to see the person.
Yeah.
So, what are you saying to Sabriel?
Oh, I just say, hey brother, it's me, it's Milo. We're in the fort. we're gonna kill these bastards.
Milo, you hear this? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Sim. You're more than welcome to talk like that, but I did just want to take care of this, and then we'll have that discussion. So just so you don't think I forgot you. Sabriel, how do you respond?
Oh, I can respond.
You may.
Yeah, in
Excellent.
the text of the spell, and as a wizard, you would know you can probably get about 15 or 16 words in as a reaction.
Excellent.
A 25, I think, is the max.
Yeah. So Sabriel will say, "It's good to hear your voice. I'll be waiting. There's one near me and one at the back. Might be a bit much, but maybe we'll just say one near me, one at back."
That works.
That's within. Yeah, that works. Okay. So, Wanderer, you are going to play 2 characters. I guess 3 characters tonight if you count Nashad. So
Only 3.
It's all
so
about
you are
me.
aware of that. It's all. It's
But
the
Prankster
Wanderer
has
show.
500 of them on the board, so it's okay.
Okay. Sim, you were going to say something to the rest of the group.
No, I was just thinking out loud. Yeah, so once he hears him ask, he's gonna wait to see what the prisoner responds with. Hopefully he's smart.
the acting major. See how he handles it.
Why, I believe they are in the back, my good man. Scene.
Takes a bow.
Takes a bow.
The Hellknights crying, and he doesn't know why.
He's just so moved.
It seems we are playing Fable now.
Let me. I'm gonna ask that though, and it's gonna be an intimidation check from the Hellknight because dude is hella intimidating.
He's hella.
So let me roll that, and let's see how well this prisoner reacts. We're gonna call him Prisoner 1. I think that.
2.
No, this is Prisoner 2. Prisoner 2.
I think he deserves to be prisoner 1.
He's there.
You know what?
You
We're
swap
going
him out?
to. Prisoner 2's name is now Gerald.
He's earned a name. I like it.
He's earned a name. He's been upgraded to a named NPC.
Yeah.
Gerald is yeah, he's just gonna have to respond with a straight charisma check. I'll give him a bonus for the disguise, but the other things aren't going to have being directly questioned. So let's see how this goes. He responds, sir, I think, takes kind of a gulp in the midst of it, and you can see that he's kind of wilting under the pressure. I think they're in the other area over there.
This field is always full of people. What is going on here?
And the prisoner, this is how I'm gonna roll it out. The prisoner, you can't see it, but maybe the camera like pans in on him or zooms in on him, not pans, and it you can see him like kind of sweating, and for a brief moment you can see him turn his head towards this area. And the Hell Knight picks that up and he draws his weapon, and he begins to slowly step into this area.
Come out, you usurpers! You perverters of justice and law!
Hearing that, Madden is seeing the Hell Knight, knowing the plan's gone to shit. He's gonna get angry because now he's gonna have to fight earlier than he wanted.
And also before he does that, I just want to say at this moment, oh no, I was getting confused between Sabriel. I was going to say I cast magic weapon on Riggson's sword, but that's something Sabriel could do. So ignore me. Back to you, Sim.
So, seeing the Hell Knight, remembering his nights of terror against people chasing him, and his vow of revenge, he's gonna go into a rage and he's gonna fully intend on charging the Hell Knight.
At that point, Rigzin steps forward, and this is some role play. Let's see how it goes.
I'm gonna move Madden like halfway forward as if he's like charging, but maybe like only gets halfway out, and then Rigzin steps out.
And Rigzin starts reciting something that he, as a very young child, a very young adult, was always path of the righteous is beset by those who question it and the foes who pervert it. And he's reciting the same thing that his dad had taught him years ago, when he wasn't clad in all this black, when the Hellknights were not there. It's almost as if to throw this person off their balance, right? Almost to take them back to that time where he might have just been a lieutenant. You know, he was married to a young wife, he had a young son. The world had not been what it is right now. Anything to throw this person off, to allow Rigzin and his company that advantage.
Yeah, and I imagine it is kind of like a small flashback of sorts to Rigzin saying this as both kind of like who he is now, almost in exact unison with this boy who he used to be.
Yep.
And as you are saying this, the Hell Knight begins saying it as well in unison. And maybe like on the opposing side of the screen is Rigzin's father. And sure enough, this guy takes his helmet off. And you see a man who looks eerily like Rigzin, although older and more weathered by age and time. And with his helmet off, Rigzin? Is that... Did they call you up to come and assist? I'm pleased to see my boy.
Rigzin stands there for a moment, looking back at what he cannot believe is his father, and he says, "Yes, I was called up. I was asked to serve, but not for the cause that you serve, Father. Not for the goddess you serve. I am a silver raven now, and a true paladin of Yomadai. I have learnt much in my time in these lands, and I can tell you that our faith was perverted. What we believe in the goddess is not true. The order of the Asmodeus, the order of the God Claw, fed us lies. I know this is going to be hard to believe, but trust me, trust your son. It was hard for me to believe as well. What we are doing here, what we have done before, is wrong. Let us redeem ourselves now. Let us relieve these slaves to go back to their homes, to their loved ones. Let us stand together once again, side by side, and push back the atrocities of Cheliax."
Roll me a diplomacy check. He shakes his head as he looks at you in disbelief. And you see him put his helmet back on.
Your time in the North has perverted your sensibilities, son. You've strayed from the path of righteousness, of order, and of law, and have fallen in with this den of thieves and lawless rebels. How have you fallen so?
Then so be it, Father. May our fates clash tonight, and the true righteousness prevail. I
Rickson, I
will not
need you to
attack you. Oh, sorry.
keep going. I didn't know you were done. I'm sorry.
Know this. I do not attack you tonight out of hate, but of love for what you once were, and what you once believed, and what you once taught me. I ask the goddess, the true goddess Yomadai, to guide my hand. But I cannot let you take these slaves back to Cheliax, and I cannot let this travesty stand on these lands. On guard! And with that, Rigzin pulls his sword out and raises his shield.
Dang, I love it.
All right. First off, Rigzin, I need you to roll me a very important d20 apart from everything. And everybody else, and Rigzin, go ahead and roll me initiative.
Ooh, nice roll, Rigzin.
Oh, initiative.
Okay, is that all of you? Okay, I gonna spend an hour rolling initiative really quick, guys.
There's a couple characters out there.
Okay. Okay, guys. With tensions high, and a fight brewing, we come to the final battle. The Hell Knight outside, standing next to Sabriel, doesn't know what's going on right now, so I'm just going to skip him, as well as the caster. Milo, you have been able to hear everything that has been going on. What do you do?
Gosh, I will look at the range of that. Oh, great. I can cast, again, I think Milo is just as moved by Rigzin's, like, badassness as I was by Zypher's roleplay, and it's going to cast a spiritual weapon onto Rigzin's weapon.
Do you mean magical weapon?
A
spiritual weapon
shizzle. You're
is
right.
like
You know what?
a
Spiritual weapon.
token.
I did not prepare. Magic weapon. I have prepared. I'm sorry. There it is. Thank you for asking that. A magic weapon. I will cast.
The
What?
range of that is touch.
You know what? You're right. It is touch. So instead, I'm gonna have to use my meta magic feat to use an extra action to do it, but within the range of 30 feet.
Oh, hell yeah!
So
Okay,
that's a
cool.
I'll use all 3 actions to do this. Cast magic
All
weapon
right, I
onto
allow
this
it.
cool guy. Onto this.
Okay.
Just because he's being so cool.
Rigzin, we need to add a +1 to all of your 2 hits.
And what's the damage
And-
dice on his current weapon?
I think it's a D10.
Okay, I will
D10,
cast that onto you, so...
Get an extra one. Yay.
So it was a silver sword with a +1, so it's now going to be a +2, correct?
Correct. Your whole, all of the. Actually, I think it just doubles the damage dice. We
Yes.
need to look at the text.
Yeah, it'll
of
add
this.
your damage dice, and it'll add everything.
Okay, so it'll be 2d10 plus your strength modifier +1. So essentially what we'll do is we'll have you roll your silver longsword. If it hits, we'll do damage, and then we'll just roll an extra d10 on top of it.
It looks like it might be automatic. Already buffed.
Oh, it is. It is.
Yeah.
You are correct.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Huzzah!
And that's it for Milo. He can't move. He used all his actions to get you.
Corvo! You guys rolled a very advantageous initiative. So you guys are up. Let me go ahead and move Nasha up in the turn order as well.
Okay, thank you.
To reflect that.
Okay, so Corovel is going to step out to around here, and he is going to cast Heat Metal on Riggson's dad's armor.
Okay. Go ahead and give me the text for heat and metal, just so we dealt with this last week. I know there's like a reflex save, right?
Yeah, so the metal becomes red hot for a moment. Blah blah blah. If you target an item worn or carried by a creature, the heat deals 4d6 fire damage and 2d4 persistent fire damage to the creature, which must attempt a reflex saving throw. And then, depending on the result, might get affected, and might or might not do the persistent damage.
Okay, I rolled a 13, so I believe that is a fail.
Excellent. So, where do I see my spell DCs?
You can go to where it says Druid, go to the on your Actions tab, go to the banner that says Druid, CL4, open it up with that little magnifying glass.
Yep.
And
there it is. Yes, thank you. So DC 20, yeah.
That is a fail. It's not a crit fail, but it is a fail. So heat metal, you begin to...
So yeah, 46 fire damage and 2d4 persistent fire damage.
Okay, let's go ahead. Why don't you go ahead and roll me 4d6 fire damage?
Okay, let me do that. Okay.
18 points of damage.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, narratively, Corovel kind of sidesteps out from there and, keeping his eye on this Hell Knight, he points a finger and then says, "You love hell so much, feel hellfire." And the metal just glows red for a second.
Yeah, and you see that you've used this on other people before, and they yell, and you don't hear him make a word, but you do smell skin.
Gross.
Oh.
Stoic.
All right. That is 2 actions you took. You have 1 left. What would you like to do?
Did I have to take an action for the move, or is that separate?
If you did take an action for the move, yes, that's it. All right, and you said, I believe Nasha has 1 action, correct?
Oh yes, Nasha gets 1 action, so Nasha is now going to move over to this person.
Oh, okay. All right.
Snake.
Nasha now gets 1 action if not commanded, which is pretty cool.
Okay. Madden, you are up. Rigson stopped you for a moment. You know that this is his father. You are up.
Alright, so yeah, he's gonna go into a rage, which will be his first action. Turn this down. I guess as he steps out, he was charging. He's gonna continue charging, I guess. So he's gonna charge. And he's gonna go to the side of him. I don't know. That's where he's just gonna end up.
Sure.
So he's thinking possible flank.
Sure.
But also too, he wants to bait the other guy closer. You know, if he slips past Nasha or if Nasha kills him, that's the
Sure.
different
So now moving through a threatened square will invoke an attack of opportunity from this guy. Just FYI.
All right, we'll back it up. Well, I mean, I got 30. I could do like you long out of the way charge.
Yeah, it's up to you. Also, keep in mind, for it to be a flank, you have to be on the opposite side of him, not just on the side.
Well, he realizes that. So back where he was, let's see.
Take the long way home.
So every other diagonal is 10. So it would be 5 to be adjacent to Rigson, and then it would be 15 to be in this square right here, and then 20. 25 would get you right there, and that would be your first action. Your second action could be another move there with a charge. You can move up to here and then charge in, like right there, to do the hit.
Yeah, that's what he'll do.
Okay. Cool. So that will be all of your actions to circle around like that and then move and charge and then attack.
Smack him.
Okay. Go ahead and make your attack. And do you get any bonuses from it being a charge at all? Or is it just that you get to attack at the end of the charge?
I'm pretty sure it's just I get to attack after striding twice.
Okay, cool. All right, whenever you are ready, I'll go ahead. I'm going to go ahead, guys, and help with targeting tonight. Just think that will help keep us all on track. 17
30.
will miss.
No,
as a
31. It rolled twice.
the first. That is a natural 20 on your first attack.
Dang.
That is a crit. Just because it's a natural 20. Go ahead and roll to hit.
You mean the
Roll attack
Oh,
damage.
sorry. Roll to do damage is what I meant to say. My apologies.
Yes.
Okay, so that should double. It's just that it didn't, because it didn't recognize as a crit because you weren't targeting. So go ahead and roll your damage again, and we'll just add that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey.
17 plus 28 points of damage to this dude. Wow, you guys are lighting him up. Okay, so yeah, you hit this guy, and he is very clearly hurt. But he does not make a word as you are laying all of this damage upon him. All right, Brigson, you are up, able to act before your father does.
Right. And Rigson kind of, moves one square forward. All the while he continues to say stuff from his childhood. Pain is the way to glory, isn't it, father? And he kind of smashes his sword against the shield. It's like their way when they were dueling back at home. This is the first attack.
I imagine if this was a movie, there's like flashes in between of you guys fighting now, and then like images of when you were a child fighting your father and sparring.
Correct. First attack. Ooh.
Okay, that is a miss, and just like this image, like your father bats away the first attack.
All right, and here's the second attack.
We need to remember to add a +1 to your hits too. That is a hit. I forgot to target it, but that is a hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
So what does flanking do?
Oh, flanking gives a +2 to hit.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Or a -2 to their AC. Honestly, it's the same net bonus, so I just do a +2 to hit.
So would a 17 have
okay.
missed the first attack? You had the first
Yes, it would have missed.
All right,
The 17 would have missed. But that does do 15 points of damage. You have one action left.
No, he's just gonna stay there, and continue to say stuff like, the path of the righteous is beset on all sides by those who want to stray our faith, isn't it, Father? Remember the training, Father.
Yeah, he is silent. Go ahead really quick. Roll me an intimidate check. As I'm going to use your intimidate against his will to see if... because this is a perfect moment for something like that.
Ah, come on.
Yeah, he rolled a 24. He's just very stoic in the midst of all of it. I imagine, like, this particular flash is, like, he pretends like he leaves his guard open for you to be able to hit him, and he, like, in this, like, small flash, he fakes being injured, except this time he's really injured in the present, and he, like, takes a step back as a result.
You've perverted the vision of our faith with something that is not true.
And with that, he will take a strike against Rigzin to make this happen. Oh, that is a 17, so that is a miss. And like as a kid, you duck underneath the blow, and then he makes a second attack against you. This will be at a -5. That will hit for a total of a 28. That is not a crit because of the -5, even though it says so on fantasy grounds. This is going to do... It says 28, but it should only do 14 points of damage.
Okay. And just like his father, Rigzin just stands there stoically as his sword comes crashing down across Rigzin's chest, battering the plate armor that he's wearing. And Rigzin just smiles at him.
That spiked war flail, he is going to... Let's see here. He's going to go ahead and attempt to... He is, I imagine, like, as you're saying these things, prayers or what have you, he just says,
You truly never understood the message of it. That through obedience there is strength.
And that's when I imagine, like, the second hit hits you. And for this last one, I think he's gonna try to hit you again. Except it's gonna be like a feint as he like backhands with it towards Madden this time. And this one is specifically attempting to disarm Madden from his double sword. So this is just going to be against your AC. But that will be... That's not a 23. I don't know if that's what you see. It is actually -10, so 13. That's going to be a fail. Madden, you like dodge out of the way as he's clearly trying to wrap his flail around your sword and yank it away. Sabriel, nobody sent you anything, but you can clearly hear some like cling cling from the inside.
Yeah, so Sabriel's going to kind of step forward to here, or actually around here, and catch this guy's eyes. And then just look towards the, incline his head towards the gate and shrug. And then he's going to look amused at the Hell Knight Armiger not heading over there yet.
Okay.
So that's about it. But then, knowing what's probably coming next, he's going to step back out of range.
Fair enough. Go ahead and roll me a golly, I don't know what that would be. Let's go with performance.
Okay.
But I love the description, so take a +2 on that.
Okay. Performance. So with this +2, so 12.
Okay, let me go ahead and see what he comes up with here. He looks at you, and as that happens, you are correct. He grabs his war flail and looks at you. Actually, I'll have to grab it on his turn. All right, it's this guy's turn, finally. And he is going to I don't know if Nisha has the ability to have an attack of opportunity.
No, I don't think so.
Okay, then this guy is going to move, and he will flank himself, but he will also flank Madden to be able to hit him. And he is going to bring down a heavy mace on Madden. He's going to have 2 attacks. Here comes the first one. It is at a +8. That is a 20 to hit. All right, that is going to hit Madden for max damage, 12 points of damage on that strike. Just like in the back, I imagine like just as you dodge out of the way, this guy takes the advantage. Just like bam, hits you in your kidney. Next attack at a -5. That's going to be a 13 to hit. That is a miss. It's these guys who I never did anything for. You gave them your bows though, so let me go ahead and just I didn't have them set up with the bows, but I'm just going to have them do a straight dex +1 to see if they hit any of these guys. I know their AC. That is going to be a miss. He's going to try and aim at his bow. Oh, they're crossbows, so he'll have to take second action. First action to load, second action to shoot, and he misses. This guy is going to attempt to do the same thing.
Madden did a shit job training him.
He's gonna.
I'm not an archer.
Just get really mad with the crossbow.
Yeah, you just want to. All right, so he's gonna try to shoot this Hell Knight who's not acted over here. Seeing that shit's going down, that's gonna be a Dex roll. Let me bring that up. +1 to hit. That is a natural 2, and he is loaded for his next attack. It is these guys. He's gonna roll as well. Same thing. They're rolling terribly. That is a miss. And then the final one will also attempt. All of these guys are reloading with their other actions, so they will be able to attack at the top of the turn order next time. That is a miss. These guys are just level 1 scrubs. All right, it's this guy's turn. I'm going to roll a perception check to see if he does hear the clink. Clink. He does not.
I was trying to kind of draw his attention in that direction, but
that's true. He did roll a natural 1.
Oh god.
Yeah, that's why I'm like. But technically, there's no crit fail on skill checks, and actually, that's Pathfinder 1. I don't know if that's 2 as well. Pathfinder 2, it might. Yeah, there are crit fails on skill checks. So yeah,
he's stunned for a round. No,
he hears it, but it sounds like it's coming from the other cliff over there, so he jumps off to go get it.
He runs off into the darkness.
You know what? I'm gonna rule, actually, because of the natural 1, that it works, that it draws his attention, and he actually leaves Sabriel behind.
Hey.
And he makes it to the air, and sure enough, he does see the fighting that is commencing. But it took his whole action to get up there. But Sabriel, yeah, I mean, rolling a natural 1, that makes the most sense to me for how that would play out. All right, it's this guy's turn. He is being shot at, and he raises up into... no, that wouldn't be fair. 2 action, casts a spell on himself. 3rd action, raises up into the air to be eye level at this guy. That is his turn. It is Milo's turn.
Oh my goodness. Okay, Milo is lost a sight on his friends. So he will move. 5, 10, 15, 20.
Okay, so pause really quick. Quick.
Sure.
So how this works, I know it's difficult to see from here.
Oh, is that a... Yeah.
That's like, yeah, it's like a house. So if you wanted to, you could have Milo try and climb up on the roof.
Yeah, I was planning to run through the house.
Okay, that's fine.
I don't want to try acrobatic checks or whatever.
Sure.
Milo just wants to stay on the top. So running through this house. 5, 10, 15. Where was I? I was here, wasn't I? that's one action. So another action to move further so I can see my friends. I'm going to stop here. I feel like I've got a good view on them at least now.
Honestly, that is like the perfect place for a cleric in a battle like this.
Well, until one of these bastards attacks me.
Well, you're a pie. Is all I'm
Yeah.
pointing out. It's difficult
I
to.
don't have a lot I can do with one action. Even guidance, I think, is touch. No, it's 30 feet. Okay, cool. Yeah, that gives the bonus of a +1 bonus on a skill check or perception check, saving throw, skill check, or attack roll. Okay, great. I'll throw that at Madden since I already blessed Rigson's weapon. I'll throw some guidance at Madden and just pray for Saramay to guide his hand. Yeah. And that's my turn.
Okay, cool. All right, Coravel, you are up.
Okay. So Coravel is going to. He's going to go for the one clear target he can see, which is the armiger through the gate, and he's going to. Whoops! Oh darn! Didn't mean to cast that. He's going to cast Acid Arrow.
Sure, Acid Arrow.
Yeah.
On the one in the gate, to be clear, correct? This is okay.
Yeah.
So you don't know the story behind this guy, but sure.
Yeah, he's just another guy to him, but
Wow.
so he is going to. Oops, let's roll the right stuff. Hovered on a 12 and then went to a 2.
I know.
Yeah.
But yes, unfortunately, that is a miss. The guy's running, and he woofs to the side really quick, and he looks at you and locks eyes, and you can see maybe like the ball from the flail fall before him with a deadly look in his eye.
Okay, Nashar is going to go for the Hellknight foot soldier.
Okay.
With her. She gets 2 actions, so she's going to attack twice, I think.
Okay. I did not do that, but unfortunately, that is a miss.
Okay.
Nashah is not able to gain purchase on this guy.
Even with flanking?
With flanking, yes, that will actually go through.
Aha, excellent. Cool. So, she bites. She does a lot of damage now.
She bite.
Yeah.
And Nashah bites in, and you hear this guy yelp out. Go ahead and make your grapple check. You get a free grapple attack.
Okay.
I forgot she's huge. She's medium sized now, right?
Yeah, this is
forgot.
like Anaconda shit. That's kind of scary.
My Anaconda does want some.
We are running the
He's
pain
got
train.
time.
Nice.
So that's an athletics, right?
Yeah, go ahead and make me an athletics. I think it's opposed to athletics
Oh, yeah.
rolls. That is going to be very hard for this guy to resist.
Can't resist that
That is a
anaconda.
fail. Nashah wraps up this guy as a free action as part of the Jaws attempt. I don't know if you've ever seen a snake. My son has a snake, and so it is whip quick with the strike and the wrap.
Oh wow.
For those of you who've never seen it, you got to look it up. But I swear to God. So yeah. All right. You can make a special action for the 12 points of damage automatically, or you can attack again.
I'll just take those 12 points of damage, yeah.
Okay, 12 points of damage. Awesome. Let me go ahead and apply that. Okay. That is their turn.
Okay.
Nashah. Nashah already went dirt. All right, Madden.
Madden, after getting hit, glances back and then sees Nashah start taking care of business. So he's gonna want to hit him while Nashah has him wrapped, but he knows that he wants to take care of the the Hell Knight that was in front of him earlier first, as he sees him as the biggest threat.
Your choice.
So he's gonna keep the guy targeted, and he's gonna swing at him first.
Okay. Make that attack. That is a miss. As the guy parries it with his pauldron. He just kind of moves with it and spins. No damage.
Wow.
Alright. So yeah, he's gonna do another one as he misses, but he's gonna flourish and come back and try to hit him on the upswing of recovering.
Oh yeah. This guy, it seems like now he's found his footing. And so, he takes a step back and just dodges it. You can see the blade, passing in front of his helmet. All of this, he's just silent and stoic.
So,
doesn't need to say anything.
Question. The 19, would it hit with the +2?
No, it would not have.
Oh, wow. So that puts him up there, 23, so 22. Yeah, alright. Yeah, he's stupid like this and he's gonna swing again.
Okay. Can always. Okay, that is with the +2 brings you up to a 21. That is a miss. This guy steps back, moves at the pauldron. He is clearly practiced in battle. Okay, Madden, that was your turn. Rigzin, you see this display from your father, and you are aware and used to it. The smell of burned flesh is filling your nose, but this is something that you have smelled before, as you know that Hellknights learn through pain, train through pain. If you're talking, you are muted, Cypher.
No, I was just waiting for you to finish. I didn't want to.
Oh, my
interrupt you.
apologies. My apologies.
Okay, so let me roll my attack first.
That will be a hit, and with the extra +2, that is still not a crit. It is just a regular hit.
Yep. So Rigzin is going to say, "It is not through obedience that we find our God, Father. It is through love and compassion. It is through redemption and mercy. You are still not lost. Stop resisting and stop fighting. We can still turn the day." But as he's as he's saying all of that, Rigzin is still attacking him, not relenting.
Absolutely. Go ahead and roll me those damage. Okay. Maybe so from all the dodging, Madden. But you catch him when he is stepping back and evading a hit, and you are able to deal the blow that either, you tell me, knocks him unconscious or kills him.
Let's just for RP's sake, let it be kind of 2 hits, right? So
Sure.
Rigzin has seen him, dodge 3 blows, and he knows generally that Madden doesn't miss like that. So he knows his father has had to put all his energy and effort and thought into escaping those blows, but then Rigzin sees an opening. He's done this before as a young adult when he caught his father completely at surprise. As his father's hands are kind of raised to block Madden's attacks, Rigzin knows that if he drops down to one knee and does a kind of a semi-shield bash and then brings the hilt of his sword like a strong uppercut, that's how he got his dad one time a long time ago. He remembers that flashback from his childhood, and he does that. He drops to his knee, uses his shield to smash it against the knees of his father, almost sending him over, almost buckling him, and just about as he's about to fall, he whips up just like Nasha wrapping around. He whips up, and with the hilt of his sword, he gives a strong uppercut connecting with the chin, crumpling his father to the ground unconscious.
And I imagine, like, seeing both of these on the screen at the same exact time. Like, a young Rigzin sparring with his father, and Rigzin now ready for battle. Both of them happening simultaneously, and your father, like, just, like, flying up and just, like, boom, 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 landing on the ground. I'm going to give your father a special. Give me a second. Okay. All right. He is unconscious before you.
So that was my
Sabriel.
second action.
Oh, that's right.
Second
Yeah.
action.
My apologies. You
Yep.
are up still.
So I'm going to use my third action to like menacingly walk, past Madden, like kind of turning my head like almost like the Terminator, locking eyes with him, and walk up right next to this person.
Got you.
It is your turn next.
I should probably point out as well, he's still going to take 2d4 persistent fire damage on his turn.
Oh shit!
Shit, you're right. Okay, so for death and dying,
He can burn.
So order of operations, because we forgot to apply that to him last turn, so that would have weakened him, but that wouldn't have knocked him out. I'm just going through it in my head. My apologies.
I missed it.
Rigzin-
Sorry. Yeah.
No. You're fine. You're perfect. Rigzin would have knocked him out. You're correct, and that actually moves the Hell Knight in the turn order above Rigzin. That's as rules is written. So let me go ahead and move him to 13, and even though it would normally be his turn, it's not his turn. It goes right to Sabriel.
Oh. Okay.
Also, what's his name? Frank, if you want to, like, I've knocked him out, but don't hold back on anything, because there's also the other way you can RP as well afterwards.
Absolutely, and I want you guys to be clear. I am not holding back.
Why start now?
Why start now? Exactly.
I was going to say 5 more Hell Knights come out of the bushes. They impale Rigzin. Okay.
No. What I meant to say was, don't hold back on his dad dying. Is what I'm saying, in case.
I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
Well,
Gotcha.
yeah.
No. I hear what you're saying. Yeah. No. Rules is written when you get knocked unconscious, and I have done this in combats before. It's just what happens is you move in the turn order to before where you're combatant, and the idea behind that is it is supposed to give you enough time to at least be able to pass a con save before they continue their assault, if they decide to continue their assault.
Sounds good.
Mm-hmm. So what will happen is right now your father is a dying 1. Rules is written, and what's going to happen is at the beginning of the round he'll go to dying 2 from the burning, and then he will get automatically, and then he will get a con save to see if he stabilizes or not. Mm-hmm. If he doesn't, he will go to dying 3. And so that essentially gives him one more round of survival. However, correct me if I'm wrong, the burning is going to continue.
Yeah.
So unless the burning is dealt with, speaking frankly, he will die.
Yep, that's fine. Nobody's going to deal with the burning.
Yeah. Sabriel, you are up.
Okay, so Sabriel is going to quietly move round to this side of these people, out of sight of this caster, well, less visible to this caster, and kind of duck down a little bit. And then he's kind of still, his hands are tied and he's gagged. So he's going to sort of hold out his hands to these people. He's kind of crouched down behind them. And he's going to kind of make motion, and start holding out his bound hands towards them.
Okay, I think that they are looking and they see that everybody... Roll me a diplomacy check, because keep in mind these guys are pretty kowtowed. So if you can break through, I'll allow it.
Oh, don't I get the... We've got those... What's that point called that we get once a session?
Yeah, the hero point?
Hero point, yes.
Can I use that?
Absolutely. Go ahead and use it. So roll 2 diplomacy checks. We'll take the better of the 2.
Cool.
Attaboy. Oh.
There's a,
So
that's the first one.
Okay.
Got
So
another-
I've got another chance. I've got
Do
another
better, do
chance.
better. Yeah, slightly.
Slightly better.
Slightly better. Taking into the context of everything, that is enough. This lady looks at you, and she begins untying your binds. It took you 1 action to move over there. You're speaking, and I'm going to say that her action, your third action through her is untying the binds on your hands. Your hands are free. Sabriel will be able to act next turn, but the bind
All right.
is still around his mouth.
Okay, so my third action will be removing that.
Well, that's my point. Is I'm allowing your first action was to move. Second action was your diplomacy check.
Oh,
and
sorry.
Essentially, I'm giving her your third action to
Yes.
untie you.
Sorry, you did say that, and
No.
I completely blanked on it. Okay, yeah.
No, it's okay.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Okay. All right. It is this guy's turn, and he knows that he is surrounded. He is going to. I'm going to roll a d20 for him because you know what? They get it too. You see that this guy's eyes begin to turn red. And his skin begins to take on a dark crimson tone. As he yells, "Great is Asmodeus! What was once his shall be his again!" And he sticks out his hand towards your father. And you see his body retch, like something is like moving inside, and you're looking at it and you're just like, what the is going on? And what happens is that like the armor like tears open. And you could see your father's, like, singed skin. As all of a sudden, before you, he begins to take on a different look. Not the father you once knew, but instead, something else entirely. Let me go ahead and get this in here. Give me just a second. Shit. I wish I had that ready. There we go. Look, can you guys see that or no? Can I only see that? Okay.
Nope.
There we go. Okay. So yeah, the binds from the armor break free, and you see this creature in front of you take on not just a devilish appearance. Fur begins to break from your father's skin. Horns sprout from his head as he looks up and he snorts and he yells out loudly.
True obedience of the law and the will of Asmodeus once was his will be his again. Let me go ahead
and put this guy into the initiative order. His flail has magically turned into a huge glaive. And the other thing that strikes out to you in the midst of all of this, all of you who can see, swear that you can see the silhouette of something else behind him and over him. A man in red robes curling at his feet, smiling wickedly with red. Roll me a knowledge religious check for anybody who is present and can see it. You swear to God, Milo.
There you go.
You swear that could be the silhouette of Asmodeus himself for the briefest of moments before it disappears into the ether.
Jeez, creepy.
That is 2 actions, and then this guy is going to take his final action to continue to try and strike Madden. You know how I told you guys about those faith points?
Has he earned some overtime?
They work both ways. The Hell Knight reaches over and misses, unfortunately, as Madden ducks underneath the blow. It is Gerald's turn. Gerald's going to go ahead and bring up his bow and shoot it, and that will be a miss.
Go, Gerald!
Try and shoot, and he will miss again.
Do you remember in
turn.
the days of Vine, there was a guy who he kept doing videos, and over the he would dub over. He'd say, "Jesus Christ, Gerald!" every time something terrible happened. It's just a very simple Vine that just cracked me up every time. Jesus Christ, Gerald!
I was thinking with Gerald's acting talents, it just reminded me of Team America. Just change the name and go, "Act, Gerald, act!"
Okay, I'm rolling for these other prisoners to see if they're able to get anything. Actually, one of them... I should have moved this guy up here last time. I meant to do that, and this guy will be right here. They're gonna aim for the guy who is flanked, and dude rolled one attack that's actually gonna do some damage. So let's go ahead and divvy out some damage to this guy who's hella flanked. I'm gonna take 9 points of damage. One of the prisoners strikes one of these guys, and immediately is looking for Madden and like putting up a thumbs up as if to say, "Did I do good, boss?" Right. But then he misses his second attack, and he's like, "Fuck." And it's the other guy. He is going to go ahead and try and shoot this guy who is floating. All of these Hell Knights, by the way, the remaining ones, take on this visage of red crimson skin with eyes that are glowing. Let's go ahead and roll for this last one over here. That is going to be a miss. And it's going to be another miss. I'm not going to bother doing crit fails or crit, on them just because I don't want to deal with it. This guy is up.
I told you, Rixon, it is through the power of obedience to hell itself that you will gain power unimaginable to institute justice and law.
As he strikes out at Madden this particular time. Here comes a glaive attack. This is going to be a 27 to hit.
Oh, that's a little hit.
Is that a crit?
Okay. No, it is not. His AC, I believe, is currently like... Oh, it is 21 base, so he's currently sitting at a 20 because of his rage. Yep. He is going to get some hella damage, though. 24 points of damage to Madden, as you are overcome with a grievous slashing wound. You feel the presence of evil flow through this. And also, I need you to make me a fortitude save.
Okay.
Come on, man. There you go, baby.
30. Okay. Looks like you are okay. Everything's coming up Millhouse. Second attack coming down with the... This time he reaches down and his beard itself moves out from him and tries to wrap around Madden. Madden, that is going to be a miss. You dodge to the side before this crazy magic beard can wrap you up. That is going to be a 12, so that will not be a crit fail. What the heck? He is going to He's actually going to, with his Grave Strike, I forgot to do something. He's going to take an additional action to move Madden right there to break the flank. That will be his turn. It is the Armgear's turn. Milo, this is the one that stole your friend. He is going to run up into battle to engage Nasha. His skin is also crimson as well, eyes glowing, as he is going to target Nasha and bring down his War Flail. Here it comes. There's a 23 to hit Nasha for 12 points of damage as Nasha is hit. He's going to attack Nasha again. This guy continues to roll just like he did so long ago. That is a 27 to hit. What is Nasha's AC?
20, yeah.
That is not a crit. That will just do the damage. It should only be 16 points of damage on Nasha. We need to take away 12 from it.
Phew. Because Nasha was dying, so that's
oh, really?
yeah.
Okay, what the heck am I doing? 28, so then that means that would have been 26. Alright, so Nasha is barely standing. This guy's got one last attack, and you know what? He's got the power of Asmodeus rolling through him. It's going to be a 13, though. That will be a miss. Alright, it is the caster's turn. He sees this prisoner over here giving him guff.
You are but to flee in the way of Asmodeus.
And is going to take a it's going to I know it. Oh, he's a bad dude. He's going to move up here. Action 1, flying. Second action is going to put out a hand as and cast Burning Hands on both of these guys. Okay. Prisoner 1 and 2 succeed for only half damage. That will be 4 points of damage as they duck beneath the tower in time. They do take some damage, and as you can imagine, they don't have a ton of health. But they are still barely standing.
They're fighting for their freedom.
They are. Milo, you are up. You see this. What is your reaction to this? What are you doing?
Just so much happening. Milo is super pissed at the guy right below him, who he knows took away Sabriel. However, he can't ignore the fucking devil that has emerged from Riggson's father, and so he'll just shout out like, "Hey, Devil Daddy!"
It's amazing.
Eat this! And he throws a divine lance at him. Hey,
19. That is a hit.
it's not a crit though.
On the Devil Daddy. That's amazing. Let me double check on this guy's AC. Yes, that is definitely that is just a regular roll hit.
Dang.
Go ahead
All
and
right.
roll me damage from your divine lance.
Great. Oh, that's right. Click it twice. Oh, there it goes. All right, that was 2 actions. Final action.
Really quick,
Yes,
as it
please.
hits this guy, you can see the searing light pierce him and begin to just like glow as he's like, "Ugh!"
Yeah, that was good damage
Okay.
too. If it's worth anything against that devil or whatever this thing is.
One action left.
And as for his final action, he will cast guidance back onto Rigson and say, "I'm sorry about your devil daddy."
All right. Corvo,
Yeah.
you are up.
Okay. Corovel is feeling a little bit nervous about attracting the attention of this devil. So he is going to instead he's going to use heal. Oh no! If I okay. I'm just trying to think who looks worse injured. Probably Madden looks worse injured than Rigzin. So 10, 15, 20. Yeah, so he can. He's going to use a 2-action heal, and just cast that on Madden. Oh, can you target him for me?
Yes. 2-action heal on Madden. Go ahead and make it happen, Captain. All right, 15 points of healing. Almost a max heal on Madden.
Okay, so that's 2 actions. And then with his last one, he commands Nashar.
Okay.
So Nashar is going to attack the Hellknight Armiger.
So really quick.
Oh no, Nashar's wrapped around these foot soldiers, isn't she?
Make me an athletics check. We need to renew that for this round to see if he's able to maintain the grapple. And he gets that for free, so no issue there.
Okay, so she is going to try that. Okay. Oh,
Hey.
thought it was going to be a 1.
No joke. Okay, that is a successful grapple. The guy's still going against the bindings, and it is not working. So you know what? I read up on this, and we have made a mistake and I just remembered just now.
Okay.
It is free damage, but I believe I get some type of a check to resist it from what I was reading the other night.
Okay.
I need to look up on it really quick. Should only take me a second. But while I'm doing that, oh my god, I rolled right to it, I think. Amazing. Why don't you tell me, constrict. Yeah. If the snake is the creature must attempt a basic fortitude save. If the snake is a specialized animal companion, increase this damage to 20. Which at this point, he has become specialized because of his mature companion status. So, you have the choice to give me a fortitude save to resist against 20 damage, which will up it to 22 now. The fortitude save, that is.
Okay.
Or you can have him take an attack against this guy. Your call.
No, we'll just carry on constricting. 20 damage sounds pretty good if we can do it.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and roll that fortitude save. Give me just a second to.
And she can't do both with having 2 actions.
So she can take one special action to squeeze, and then she could also take her other action to bite. But why don't we resolve one before the other?
Yeah, sure.
That way you can make a decision. So your first action is the constrict, correct?
Yes.
Okay, but to make that fortitude save, I said it was a DC 22. This guy rolled a 14. Describe how Nashar crushes this person to death.
Oh, so Nashar is like, she quickly whipped coils around him, and she's moved them up to his chest, and there is kind of sickening crunch as she breaks some of his ribs as she squeezes down, and he vainly struggles for breath, but he can't actually draw a breath at all. And with another crunch, he just lets out a sort of gasp and collapses to the ground.
I'm worried about you trying to land and then
Okay.
Jesus Christ, Jerry!
You really look like
Alrighty.
a statue. You're doing great.
Nashar,
Jesus
Corvo,
Christ, Gerald.
Nashar has one action
Oh
left.
my god, he did it. He's
Okay,
right.
Nashar is going to attack the Hellknight Armiger then.
Oh, Jesus Christ,
Okay,
Gerald.
this is the one that's been giving everybody such hell.
Did you forget the Diet Coke and the hot dog?
That is a miss as the thing just bats Nashar away before it can do anything else.
Oh, Jesus Christ,
Okay.
Gerald.
Okay.
Done.
Just go upstairs. I'll meet
Madden, you are up.
you.
What is your reaction? What's going through your head?
Gerald. I was gonna fall. I told you.
Well, going through man's head is that he nearly avoided getting sucked in by a beard of this demon devil. So he's gonna focus all his attention on that at the moment, seeing this is the biggest, baddest thing there is right now. And he's gonna go full attack on him.
A 24 is a hit. I forgot to target. My apologies.
Yeah, so did I.
Go ahead and make your damage roll. Okay, it is partially resisted, but that is a max damage roll. You know a lot of it gets through.
Ugh! Flee!
Yeah, it's Madden seeing him in pain, well, it in pain, brings a smile to his face as he's frothing at the mouth. You and your kind shall die.
Alright.
Do another swing.
Attack 2. That is just a miss. Bats it away.
And we're going to go for a third time. As he misses, he bats it away, does a twirl, and comes in for another swing.
That is another miss as he just like clings it away with his glaive. Okay. Rigzin, you are up. I need you to, before you do anything else, roll me a d20. Rigzin, the blade in your hand begins to glow. You feel a warmth through it. This isn't just magic weapon. This is something else. It's something holy in your hands. What do you do?
Rigzin sees Nashar crush the Hell Knight next to him, and he hears the roar of the devil behind him, and he whips around 180 military turn to see the devil. My father is gone, and in its place you are here. This makes my deed that much easier. Do you believe that I am so weak that you could scare me? No, the power of Yomadai flows through me, and redemption is here. With that, Rigzin just boldly steps forward, raises his shield, and swings with everything that he's got.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and read this. Just as there was this Asmodeus figure that had briefly appeared in this behind this bearded double, and perhaps it's like still there in kind of an ethereal state. You also see a woman clad in plate mail, standing tall, like replicating the very movements and everything that Rigzin is taking, almost superimposed over him at this particular fight. Rigzin, go ahead and make your attack.
First attack.
This is at a +2.
Awesome.
That is a total of a 30, and that will hit. Go ahead and roll me that damage.
Okay, here we go.
Oh, yes!
Okay.
With Iomadai backing him up.
Okay, I really hope this is the case. Okay, we didn't. Oh, shit! Okay, we did not have him targeted, but all of that goes through. It's really important. Oh, wait, no, +2 status! Oh, no, okay. Sorry, I'm just really excited right now. I'm excited!
It's like that. What's the god Azariel in Diablo 3?
Yes.
Like those. It's like those tendrils that's coming out of Rigzin's back, almost. It's the opposite image of if Asmodeus is curling around the devil, then the tendrils of Yomadai's divinity and blessings is kind of flowing behind Rigzin, almost like wings.
Sweet. Okay. Alright, I figured out what major striking. Okay, so let me read this to you. The Yomadai imbues your blade with great power. Long swords you wield gain the axiomatic, holy, and major striking runes while you hold them on your weapon. And this would cause your weapon to exceed its limit. Choose which one to keep each day. You don't have any runes, so you're good. The major striking rune allows you to roll an additional damage die. So go ahead and roll 1d10. One more d10.
Right?
6. Okay. That is a total of 36 points of damage from this non-crit attack as you boldly step up and stab this thing. And it screeches out in pain at the attack. It is clearly like, I imagine you like strike it in there, like twist the blade and pull it out. Holy energy like pulls into it, almost like a reverse infection, as light begins to spread through the wound in the abdomen of this creature. You see him kind of like grasp at it and double over, and he's still standing. You have one action left.
This will be my second attack, and with this, let me roll it first.
That is a hit. Go ahead and roll 3. You get to roll one more d10. Just remember. And another 11. Okay, so that is 11 plus an additional 5. So that's 16 total points of damage.
And Rigzin will shout, "You will release my father, for his soul is not yours to claim."
Rigzin, describe your kill.
So, years and years of practice, his faith being questioned all the time, his actions leaving him on the brink of heresy and despair. This evening, it comes full circle. The one who trained him, the one who brought him up, is the one who is testing him. And then he realizes that, everyone is faced with a choice at some point, and not all of us can make the right choice or have the strength or the friends around him to make the right choice. And that may have been the fate of his father, that he was not surrounded by friends like Madden or Milo and Corwell and Sabriel. And with those thoughts, Rigzin raises his sword high, his shield high, and he basically brings it down through the midriff of the devil, and then he uses his shield to bash in the sword deeper, again and again and again. Every time the sword going in deeper, more tendrils of holy light spreading across the demon, until he feels he's at the core, and with one final bash, the demon almost shatters, and he screams out, "Asmodeus, you will release the soul of my father, or I will come to where you are and claim his soul."
So in the back of you, I talked about the superimposed Iomadai that is standing over you, and this action being taken by her in tandem with you. And with that final thing, she takes the sword, and maybe you step back and you see this, and you see her twist it and bring it up, almost vivisecting it. And you're right, it shatters. The holy light spreads like an infection, and cracks begin to form and pour through it, until finally, if you've ever seen Avatar: The Last Airbender, this guy falls to his knees. Holy light pours from his mouth and his eyes as there's an explosion of holy light that washes over everything, and it just disappears. And your father falls down before you, still with singed skin, but without the armor and without anything else, but clearly unconscious. Rigzin, you have one action left.
I walk up to the body of my father and do lay of hands.
You two lay on hands, and you begin to, and he's naked at this point, maybe he's got a loincloth on him, but his eyes flutter open, and he looks at you and briefly brings up a hand as if to kind of stroke your cheek.
And while he looks up at me, I would say there is a faint visage of Yomadai that he would see. The halo around me as she's slowly disappearing into the ether. He would see, the one thing that I've been trying to tell him all evening.
Nice.
That
Hell yes.
We are not lost. We can be redeemed.
That's amazing. I love it. Okay,
Milo
Sabriel,
pisses
you
his pants.
are up. All right, Sabriel.
Okay, Sabriel, after all this time, is finally free. He briefly sort of flexes his fingers and rubs the raw skin where he's been bound for so long, and kind of works his jaw just to see if the words of magic will come. Is he going to be able to do this? And then he looks around for an enemy, and he sees this caster kind of up there on the parapet, and he gives a feral grin, and he is going to I think he's going to do magic missile because he doesn't want to miss with this. And he's going to do it as a 3-action spell. So he's going to do 3d4 plus 3.
Okay. All right. 1, 2, and 3. A 3-action magic missile. 10 points of damage. You see it just like as this guy, I imagine he's entirely focused on them. It's an automatic hit, correct?
It is, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, he's focused on these 2 prisoners that are standing right here on the tower. He gets hit in the back, and he turns around and he just looks at you with a wicked grin.
And Sabriel makes an obscene gesture to him.
I have longed to put you in your place.
All right. Hell yeah. Okay. It is Gerald's turn. Hell yeah, Gerald. This guy is
Gerald.
gone. Wait, I thought I got rid of it. Why didn't we? Okay. So I'm trying to delete the devil, but it won't let me. There we go. There's a sermon in there somewhere. I'm trying to delete the devil.
I was about to say the same.
All right. Okay. Prisoner 3 is up. He's gonna go ahead and try and shoot at the caster with his back turned. Let's see if he's able to do anything. If I can find his character sheet. There we go. All right. He only gets 1 attack this round because he was reloading. That is a miss. Prisoner 4. Is that going to be... That's going to be a miss. Did I actually roll for Gerald or no?
No, Gerald is not on the... He's not on the tracker.
What happened? Oh! When I deleted it, must have accidentally deleted him. Okay. Well then let me go ahead and roll for Gerald here. I'll do it anyway, even if he's not there.
Do it live.
Gerald misses. But the other guy who hit earlier also misses. So just crossbows flying everywhere, and missing is these Hellknights, these avatars of Asmodeus himself, at least in this particular state, are like that. With that said, though, this guy is not going to let up on Nasha. Attack number 1. That will be a miss!
Hey!
I totally expected to kill Nasha right there. Well, I'm going to try and kill him again. There we go. That is going to be a 22 to hit Nasha as brings down this war flail. 14 points with a sickening crunch as Nasha goes unconscious before everyone. And then
Caraval screams in fear and rage.
Caraval screams in fear and rage. Nasha is dying at dying 1 right now. And with that, with the flail, points it at Madden and says to him, "This time, "You're coming back, and you will kneel." And essentially, he doesn't attack or move forward, but he does like the Neo come get something in Madden's direction. It is the caster's turn, and he is going to attempt to put Sabriel in his place. Sabriel, I need you to roll a... Oh no, I can just target you. With the power of fantasy grounds, I will target you.
The power of fantasy grounds compels you.
Alright, ranged attack against Sabriel. That is a miss! With a ranged acid arrow. 2-action acid arrow. Sabriel dodges to the side with a tuck and a roll as you see like acid begin to splay around the grass, killing all of the life surrounding it. He kind of sneers for a moment as he moves closer, floating above all of these people. Milo, you are up. What are you going to do?
Milo is gonna Milo. What I would like to do, I'm again super excited about Rigson taking care of Devil Daddy. Now wanting to rain down justice on this butthole who took Sabriel away from us. So, I want to cast Burning Hands, which I believe is 2 actions, but I upcast it to a level 2 spell, so that it's 4d6 of fire damage if I hit, or if they fail the reflex save.
Well, no. You will automatically do damage.
Yeah,
it's just
so
it's a matter of how much based on his reflex save.
Right.
That's a natural 1 on his reflex save. That is a critical fail.
Beautiful. So again, just screaming like, just
shit
for the sun and the fury. just raining down like radiant fire all over this guy's head.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's beautiful. It should have been doubled. Yeah.
That is 32 points of fire damage. Just as you guys see a torrent of flame, a radiant flame coming down from Milo onto this guy. And perhaps he was so engrossed in his kill and bringing on Madden, he just doesn't see it coming and just gets lit up. All right, you have 1 action left, Milo.
I guess I do. What can I do with 1 more action? We're gonna throw guidance on Madden. That's what I'm gonna do. Target Madden, throw some guidance up, and say, "Let's finish this." Just cast guidance on him. Gets a little +1.
Okay, gets a +1 on Madden. All right. Coravel, you are up. Currently, you're targeting Madden. I'm going to go ahead and untarget it unless you...
Yeah. So, Coravel, can I get a good shot off from that armature?
I would say that currently Madden is providing a little bit of cover. You would get +2. If you were to move Coravel...
Yeah, I was thinking maybe I'd move over to about here. Is that okay? Is that enough?
Sure. I'll allow.
Well, there?
Yeah, that's fine. You'd be able to look over Madden's shoulder at that point.
Yeah, and then just kind of shoot through that gap there. Okay, so I'm going to try and hit him with an acid arrow.
Okay, let me go ahead and target him. He is targeted. Feel free to go ahead and make that attack with the acid arrow. I'm going to shoot... Oh, nice. You already did it. All right. That is a hit with your acid arrow. Go ahead and roll me damage.
And... Yeah, so he's going to take 2d8 and 1d6 persistent acid.
3d8 apparently.
Oh, 3d8. I wonder why that was. Oh, I guess it's Oh, yeah, it's 3d8. Sorry. Yeah, Hyde would have done an additional 2d8. Sorry, I was misreading it.
Okay. So yeah, 15 points of damage as this guy begins to like his armor begin, like his skin, you can smell just like the acid burning at this guy. I imagine Coravel is quite angry.
Yeah, he's yelling fairly incoherently at him, just like, die!
All right. Speaking of die, Madden, go ahead and roll me a d20 to get in on this faith action. I think I told you, I know that he doesn't have one, but I've been keeping track of your kills. I call it the murder chart. And
Nat 20.
Yeah, so you feel a tremendous bit of, you feel extra enraged. Let's put it that way. As you just like lose control, but it's going to double your damage dice if you hit.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Do it.
So it's hearing the one that defeated him call for him and watching him get nice and toasty there. And then acid, was it acid arrow, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, watching acid start burning him mad and feels a little joy, but this joy is increased his rage because he knows that this one is about to die. And he moves in to strike at him.
I went ahead and targeted him for you, so you are good in that regard.
Perfect. So we'll go ahead and move in.
Okay, you have 2 actions.
And
You have a +1 to hit because of guidance. Oh, it looks like it's already... Oh, no, it's not... Yeah, I know it is. My bad. You're good.
I mean, if you want to add another +1, I'll take it.
All right, this Armker, who knocked you unconscious before, you miss. You have 1 attack left.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and we'll go full send here.
Keep in mind, I'm just going to throw this out there. You also have a hero point.
And what does that do? Does it allow me to re-roll? Is that what
It essentially gives you advantage on 1 roll of the night. So you could roll twice and take the better of 2 results.
Gotcha.
Generally, we just haven't been using them because you guys forget, so I just wanted to remind you.
All right, so what he'll do is do a furious finish to go with his hero die with the advantage. What that does is desperate to finish the fight. I'll pour all my rage into one final blow, make a strike. If it hits, you gain a circumstance bonus to damage equal to the number of rounds remaining in your rage. I'm not sure how many rounds there is.
7.
Okay. And then your rage immediately ends, and I'm fatigued and need to rest for 10 minutes. Until I rest for 10 minutes. But
Okay.
it should give me, was it an extra 7 then?
It'll give you an extra
7 on
6 or
damage.
Yeah. Extras. We'll say extras. Actually, extra 6. My apologies. I think this
Gotcha.
is like the 4th round.
Gotcha.
Oh, actually, yeah. It's round 4. So yeah, you will have. That'll be 6. There we go.
Alright, so then, how do I roll this with advantage?
Or just roll twice, and we'll take the better of the 2.
Gotcha.
Okay.
It's a miss either way.
That is a miss either way, as Madden tries to bring out the finishing blow, but unfortunately he misses. Rigzin, you are up. Your father is. He reaches out towards Ayomadai, sees everything going on with you, and just nods and gets quiet and just says, "Go."
And finally, getting the approval of his father, Rigzin looks up to the armiger that has brought all this pain and suffering on his companion, and he screams, "Tonight, you are redeemed, armiger!" And with that, Rigzin comes charging at him. First action to get here,
Okay.
and then first attack.
That is a hit. That is 17 points of damage against the armature. Okay, 1 more attack, if you'd like.
Yep. No. He does a lay on hands right on Nasha and gives Nasha 6 points of HP.
12 because it doubles at this level.
Yep. 12, and then Nasha has +2 AC for 1 round.
Okay. Nasha, you see life breathed back into Nasha because of Rigzin laying on his hands upon the snake.
Thank you.
Okay.
Coraval beams across at Rigzin and mouths thank you.
Sabriel is up. Sabriel,
Hey.
need you to roll me a d20.
Oh. Twelve.
12 or higher was the litmus for your faith chart. Which, how I put it, so I had Milo and Rigzin were easy. Madden was like, okay, I'll count kills. For Sabriel, it was every time you mentioned studying magic, which was a lot. All right. So how this is going to work on this particular roll is, let me go ahead and look this up. Give me just 1 second. I have it written down somewhere. There it is. You are given a burst of insight, and you were able to, perhaps, we've been talking about how things have been like falling and clicking into place for Sabriel. So as a result, you gain, you can switch out any of your spells immediately for one that you know. So if there's a spell where you're like, I'm not going to use that this combat, I want to use this instead, you can immediately use that instead.
Ooh, interesting.
And because of the like innate like connections that are connecting, you'll also automatically do max damage with that spell.
Oh, very nice. In that case, yeah, I'm going to. Oops, what happened there? I am going to switch out. Magic weapon for no. I'm going to switch out sleep for magic missile, and hold on here. So it's messing me about.
So to be clear, you are getting rid of sleep and you're adding another magic missile, correct?
That's right, yeah. And I'm just going to cast that magic missile again but I'm only going to do it at one action, and then I'm going to cast mirror image.
Okay, so I'm going to let you choose. Which would you prefer to have the max effect on? The max? Do you want max mirror images, or do you want max damage from your one magic missile shot?
Max mirror images, please. That'll be great.
Okay. All right. So that I believe, and so that gives you automatically 4 mirror images that pop up among you.
Nice.
Okay, cool. So you shoot one magic missile. Roll me the d4 for that. We'll go ahead and resolve that.
Okay. It's going to be this +1. So 4 damage.
4 damage. Okay, and then the next thing that happens is automatically 4 other Sabriels appear around you. And he just looks and he just like rolls his head like, are you serious?
And
okay.
Sabriel will just beckon him.
Beckon him like Neo. Awesome. Alright, time for the prisoners. The real MVPs, guys. Alright, 2 attacks from each. That's a miss. That's a miss. That is a miss. That is...
Don't forget Gerald.
That's attack. Yeah, I'm about to do Gerald right now. Gerald brings it up. Rolls a natural 2. That doesn't do very well. That guy misses. Other guy misses. And... Oh! The other guy hits! One of them hits.
Is it the first time?
You know what? Yeah, it's gonna be this guy, and he's shooting the caster in the back. So that'll be a 1d10. 5 points of damage as a a bolt just strikes this caster in the back, and he just gets really. You can tell he's over this. Okay, that is his turn. It is the Armger's turn.
D6 acid damage.
D6 acid. Go ahead and roll it.
Okay. 5. 5. It's a sizzling noise.
He has taken. I only say this out loud because of the number, and I want you all to respond the proper way. He has 69 points of damage.
Nice.
Thank you, bees. All right, he's going to take his war flail, and he says, "I will not be cowed to some slave." And he is going to do a full attack action on Madden. First attack. 15. Roll the natural 2 on the die. Madden dodges the attack. Second attack on the die. 18. Madden continues to duck and weave. Final attack at a -10. That is a 17. That is also a miss. Madden, describe all 3 misses on you.
So Madden, watching intently with his thirst for blood, he sees it coming almost like it's slow motion. Starts bobbing, weaving, and flourishing. Is that all you got, slaver?
He looks very angry at being bested. All right, Caster is going to look at Sabriel, and he is going to smile, and he's going to cast Flaming Sphere underneath Sabriel.
Oh, snap.
This requires a reflex save in your square, so it will essentially bypass your mirror images. So go ahead and roll me that. Actually, I think I just automatically can get you to re-roll the flame. Okay, that is a fail. Oh my gosh, I've been trying to program Fantasy Grounds to do automatic Sirenscape effects, and it finally does it on our final session. That's amazing. Okay, here we go. 14 points of damage to Sabriel as he is burned quite badly from that attack. Final action, though, he's actually going to move down to the ground, and you can see him, the caster, making a move for this woman right here. Doesn't have the actions to do it, but you know by his body language he intends to take a hostage, do her harm, something. Milo, you are up. By the way, Flaming Sphere is persistent in your square, Sabriel. It will be there for up to a minute, just so you're aware.
Okay.
I wonder if Milo would be aware of what's going on the outside. Can I roll? Would that use up an action to check?
I'm going to say that you are aware of it. You are standing on the parapet of this tower.
On both
you
sides.
would be able to hear magical energy sounds coming from over there. So I'll let you do with that what you would please.
Sure. Milo really wants to take this guy out, but the whole point was to get Sabriel back, so I want to definitely want to investigate that. So I could move through this little area.
You could. It's like a
20,
little
25.
underneath.
25 is one move action. Gosh. So it's still targeting.
Okay, so actually, really quick.
Yeah.
From where you are currently standing, you would be unable to see him.
Exactly.
He is Yeah.
That's what I was afraid of. So I'll need to use another action to move further in to get a better glimpse of the action over here.
Yeah, now you would be able to clearly see what's going on.
And not much I can do with my one action that's left. I think just for old time's sake, I'm going to throw some guidance on Sabriel.
Sabriel.
Just to give him a +1 to a skill check, save check, or attack roll.
Okay.
I'm here, old friend. And that's it for Milo.
And Milo will see that Sabriel's expression is quite different. There's a rage and a ferocity about it that is a little unsettling.
All right, Coravel.
Okay.
Put on your Coravel hat.
Yeah. Can Coravel get through to the square, the one remaining unoccupied square next to the Hell Knight Armature? Or, well, actually, can he squeeze past Wigson?
It would invoke an attack of opportunity if he has that ability.
Could you not use the same square as Nasha? Because
oh wait, I'm sorry. You're trying to move in to like make a melee attack. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes. Yeah.
You know, when Nasha was small, I would say yes, but with how Nasha has grown, I do not think you'd be able to be in the same square.
Okay. In that case, actually, to think about it, probably what he'd do anyway is cast Heal Animal on Nasha. So he's going to do that. If you could target Nasha, that would be much appreciated. And he.
I went ahead and untargeted the Armger so that you don't accidentally heal her.
Thank you. And he heals her for 13 points of damage.
Alright, Nasha is in much better shape. Uses its tail to give Coravel the equivalent of a thumbs up. Said back to the fight.
And last action, he commands her to attack. And she does so gladly.
Went ahead and targeted for you. That is a miss on the Armger.
Okay.
One more action at a -5. D20 plus 5.
Yeah, so she's going to attack again.
That is also a miss.
Okay.
All right, Madden, your turn.
All right, he's gonna continue his old ways here and start swinging like mad.
Double damage if you hit.
Oh, and he's also fatigued. I don't know if that does anything.
That will just essentially just give you a -2 to hit. So you already missed. That would have been at a 15.
Right.
Okay. First attack. You're getting kind of sluggish from utilizing all of your energy on that last attack. 2 actions left. Oh, unfortunately, that is a critical miss, and astoundingly, the first one all evening. I'm going to go ahead and roll a D100 and consult the chart. 47. I misread that. That is a miss as your weapon is knocked from your hand in a parry. And he looks at you with a very cocky smile on his face. You have 1 action left, Madden.
Yeah, we'll pick up the weapon again.
Alright, picks up the weapon. Rigzin, you are up.
Alright, first attack.
Oh, I was about to roll that at 18 too, I saw it. That is a miss.
Second attack.
That is a miss, and I'm getting flashbacks to that episode.
Yep, that's basically it for my action.
I think Riggson's probably getting flashbacks as well.
Yeah. Sabriel, you are up going toe-to-toe with this caster. Maybe Sabriel's getting flashbacks as well.
So Sabriel, I think, what's his movement? He can move 30. Okay, so he's going to move out of this square 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And he is going to try and surprise this guy. He's going to try a little bit of deception if he can. So he's going to try and make out like he's going to cast a spell. But instead, he's going to grapple him. He's going to, as he runs towards him, he's making out like he's going to cast a spell, and then suddenly he just dives and rugby tackles him.
Okay. Roll me an athletics check from Sabriel.
Okay.
I'm going to say that this guy... I'm going to say that this guy is surprised. He has not seen this coming. And so he's gonna roll his athletics roll at a -2.
Cool. Okay.
This is at a -2. Oh, that is a 13. So you get up to this person, and he's still able to kind of like brush you off before he can do anything. You have one action left.
What am I going to do with that last action? I am going to I presume I don't have weapons on me anymore, do I?
Do you have weapons on you? You do not. Yeah, that's safe to say that you do not have any weapons.
Okay. Have I got any one action spells here? Okay, I'm going to use the shield spell.
You also have Force Bolt, which is a focus spell.
Oh, is that one? Oh, that's one action as well. Yes, definitely. Thank you. I will use that.
Okay.
So while he's kind of congratulating himself on avoiding that, I just raise a hand and just from a very short range just blast him with a bolt of force for 3 points of damage.
Sure. So your focus spell actually increases with you as you level up. So it will actually do 2d4 plus. So do me another d4 plus 1. It's essentially like a magic missile that grows with you that you can keep reutilizing.
Nice.
Okay.
So total of 7.
7 points of damage. 26. Okay. That is Sabriel's turn. Guys, I'm going to go ahead and roll for them. Give me just a second here. This is the round where they get only one attack each. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Just much easier. Alright, there is a natural 19 in there, which would be able to hit the caster. Again, the caster gets hit in the back. This guy is like, yeah, got him! We'll get you 8
Good job, prisoner number 3.
I'll have a name, you know. And
well done, human peasant.
I don't care. I don't care.
I don't care. a very un-Milo answer. Okay, it is this guy's turn. He's very frustrated, and he is going to attack. He's got to change up his tactics and attack Rigson. Here we go, Rigson. Attack number 1. This is a 13. That is a hit for a 28. Rigson, 7 points of damage. Second strike. He is going to attempt to trip Rigson with this attack. That is at a -5. That's a 15. Rigson jumps over the flail. And with its final attack, he's going to make like he's attacking Rigson, but actually bring it down on Madden. That is a 20 to hit. Madden, you're no longer raging, but you are fatigued. We have to find out if the fatigued trait actually...
I just want to confirm the last hit is on Madden?
The last hit is on Madden. Yeah, he's like spreading the love.
Okay, so just this is my retributive strike.
Nice.
Okay, you know what? I am going to invoke flailing for this. His back is up against a wall, and he's got 3 opponents on him. It doesn't make sense that flanking wouldn't be in effect here. That retributive strike will hit as a result, giving you a +2.
Here we go.
So go ahead and make that attack.
It's on a 10, almost.
Yes, okay.
21.
Hey.
Rigson is able to run him through as Madden will take the damage. It all depends if the fatigued... I used to have these cards right before me. It would tell me exactly, but god dang it doesn't right now. I'm gonna say it does. Just gonna say it does. I'm gonna go ahead and give that damage to Madden as one final blow, one final kiss on the cheek to Madden in this combat. 14 points of damage. Ooh, that's a rough one. But your strike. Describe your kill, Rigzin.
You have hurt my friends enough. You have enslaved these lands enough. Time to be redeemed, Armiger. May your soul find peace in the halls of Yomadai. And with that, he kind of brings his sword down and uses his shield to bash him up against the wall of the tower, and basically uses his sword to kind of just before he can respond, just basically kind of shoves it down his throat, like almost like.
And this is the one that took Sabriel. So
Yep.
This particular kill is sweet. I'm no doubt Madden is rejoicing in it as well. All right, it is this guy's turn. As promised, he's going to attempt to grab this woman. Let me go ahead and make that a strength check. That is more than enough. As he grabs her, and he has a claw that he brings up to her throat. And he essentially says to Sabriel,
Make one move and I kill this slave.
and that will be his turn. Milo doesn't see you. Back is turned towards you.
Oh, jeez.
Your turn. But you hear all of it.
Alright. Milo's gonna put his all into this. Using my hero point to roll with advantage, cast a Divine Lance into this guy's back. As well as he can. The name of Sarenrae, targeting this gentleman here. Oh, go, I get to roll twice. Okay. Second roll.
Come on.
No! Sarenrae's like, I'm done with you.
Alright, let me roll that D100.
That sucks balls.
That sucks major balls.
The
80
dice.
is hot. High is worse on my my sheet too.
Yeah.
Let me go ahead and check it out. Actually,
I'm gonna end up killing the peasant myself.
Oh my god, that'd be terrible.
In the name of Sarenrae.
Oh no! You know what though? Under attack, under the 80 fail, it is attack of opportunity on an opponent. So he sees this is very fitting.
Oh dear.
This is absolutely fitting.
Yep.
As he sees the lance like splash down at his feet.
I have healing spells.
He takes the claw and just like is going to attempt to essentially rip out her throat.
Oh my gosh. It's attack of opportunity.
That is a 30 to hit. That is going to hit for 6 points of damage. She is slashed across the throat. She's fallen down. He's let go of her. She is not long for this world.
Milo has one more
One
action.
action left. Yes, he does.
He will, in terror, cry out and leap over the wall toward him. I don't care what kind of fall damage I'm going to take. I'm going to jump into the action down there.
Okay. All right. So that is 15 feet up, and the plateau is another 20. You're falling 35 feet.
Yeah.
And like Peter Griffin or Homer Simpson on the way
an
down
idiot father.
Springfield Gorge. Yeah, it's gonna be like bam, bam, bam. I'm gonna say 66 points of damage.
Yeah.
That's a big amount.
Fair. Yeah, he's just distraught. He's not. Can't believe this has happened.
18 points of damage to Milo as he falls, and he is prone.
Okay, that's Milo's turn.
That is Milo's turn. Corval, you are up. This guy that tried to obliterate your
Prankster,
yes.
It's kind of getting pretty late here for me. It's like almost midnight.
Yeah,
so
I'm so sorry.
I'm just hoping, this is the only person remaining. Could we?
Yes.
Because it's going to be like just us rolling to get all the way till there, and
Sure, I hear what you're saying.
yeah, I mean, we had a pretty epic battle. I just don't want to like us like just making rolls now at this point to just get there.
Sure. No, that is fair. And with it being late, with the rest of you being able to converge on this caster, you would be able to absolutely obliterate them. So we'll go ahead and move on. Go ahead and roll me really quick. I'm going to roll a d4. 1 is Madden, 2 is Rigzin, 3 is one of Wanderer's characters, and 4 is Madden. 4. Madden, you deliver the killing blow on this caster. Go ahead and describe it for me.
So Madden making his way there and sees him, and he's already pretty beat up. Sees the lady down, sees Milo bloodied up. Just goes on and starts beating him with the sword.
Sure. All right. And with that, the Hellknights are conquered. And honestly, that one only had 11 hit points left. So, less than... The fight ends, and the slaves are in shock as their captors have been slain. What follows, I can imagine, is just a peaceful sound kind of coming over everything, but you don't hear any of the footsteps, you don't hear any of the words being said. Milo rushes to the woman's aid and is able to heal her throat. Everyone is healed. Bindings are undone, falling to the ground. Rope let go, and you could see all of these people in shock that they're actually free after being subjugated for so terribly long. What follows is a very long walk to Akasazi, and then on the road back to Cantargo. I imagine your party talking along the way, finally making it to Cantargo. You could see kind of a scene of you going to the Silver Ravens and talking, and they are elated. You can again, you don't have to have any words spoken. You can just see it happening. People are talking. The Silver Ravens being happy. These people are reuniting with family members and hugging one another and loving and kissing. There are women with children returning to their children, fathers returning home. There is much tears, much rejoicing, and much love at the end of this long, arduous journey. I imagine it's about a week later, and I want to give everybody one opportunity to kind of close up your story, as this is our final session, to just give us a brief view into what they are doing. Milo, we'll start with you. You are back in Cantargo. What is happening?
I think Milo will report back to his mother all that has happened. Quite proud of himself and all that he's accomplished. And I think Milo is signing on for a career in this line of work. Just getting started.
Milo is just getting started.
Mm-hmm.
Coravel.
Coravel doesn't stay in the city for long. He sees everyone back to their families and then goes back to the Bellflower Network. He says goodbye for now, but not forever, to his newfound friends.
Why don't we also do Sabriel?
Yeah, Sabriel, on the other hand, doesn't find peace in the same way. In that last fight, he was stronger, but he wasn't strong enough. He couldn't take down this guy before someone nearly died. So he redoubles his efforts. He's now learnt that the way to learn faster is to push himself through pain, through whatever it takes. And he becomes driven to the point of obsession. He I'll just leave it there. He's more driven than ever, and there's a dark side to him now.
Madden.
Madden, once he gets back to Cantargo and everything, he rests up, resupplies, restocks, and this time he's gonna start making his way down the Cheliax, trying to recruit people to go with him as he goes. He sees it now as a war, and even if he has to fight it himself, he's gonna go fight it.
Rigzin.
Rigzin is back at his farm. As the sun is shining over the green grass, you see two figures using a kind of a plow moving around the field. One of the figures is older, a little hunched, has a slight limp. The other is Rigzin. Once they're done with their day's chores, they both make their way under a tree where there's a small shrine to Yomadai. In one part of the shrine, there is a book that was talked about by Deirdre a long time ago.
The Axe of Yomadai.
The Axe of Yomadai. On a log underneath the tree, Rigzin's father and he sit, while Rigzin reads from the book different psalms and chapters to his father, as his father kind of reclines and takes it all in. Rigzin closes the book and looks up into the sky. It's blue, warm, and he thinks about his friends and he hopes that they are doing well.
The sun shines on Cantargo, with peace being brought back, with redemption, salvation. It's a brand new day. As you have stood against the tide of slavery and darkness, to be liberty's bulwark to these people and to this country and to this city. So as the seagulls fly off into the direction of the sun, and the sun begins to set, you probably can hear Milo somewhere saying his prayers to Sarenrae as that happens. And as the sun sets, so does this chapter of our journey as we fade to black. Thank you guys so much for playing.
Thanks, Pranks.
Thank you for running. Great
That
campaign.
That was awesome.
I really hope you enjoyed yourselves. I really enjoyed myself. Thank you very much. Appreciate you guys.
Thank you very much. It's been a great campaign. Thank you
Thank
for
you
all your
for
hard
running.
work.
Very welcome. All right, you all. All those who are watching on YouTube, thank you for joining us, and you have a wonderful day. And may you always remember that the dawn brings new light.
Amen.